Yes, I want a gyro wheel. Thank you, Demetrius Nicodemus.
Is that what they're called?
Gyro wheels?
I remember those.
There's probably dozens of them at the Imagination Station.
I will look it up on Amazon. I'll just let you know how much they are.
I need you in on... Sit tight on that. I need you in on 5.
Nope.
A picture of a Toledo police officer appearing to stand on an overpass, the ProMedica one. If you're heading 475 westbound from 75, the ProMedica exit getting on, the cop that stands there, I mentioned this last week. You see his car, but he's standing there, beginning to go viral. Toledo has... was it the price you're looking at, or this guy?
This guy.
All right. We've got 8 handheld laser guns. I've gotten ticketed before by, not there, but somewhere else. Dennis told me the guns get triggered when you're doing 9 over. This story says 11 over. But after the picture of the officer standing there on the lawn, began to go viral, they felt the need to speak up about it. That's Lieutenant Jeff Saluski. We want people to know we're out here on a daily basis, and I saw them yesterday. Not this one, but someone in a vehicle or on a bike. The idea isn't to issue more tickets. It's to get people to think about their driving and slow down a little bit. Of the 12 crashes this year in Toledo...
So you stand on a bridge.
Right.
Lies.
Of the 12 fatal crashes in Toledo this year... police blame 5 on speeding. Officers say they concentrate on roadways with the most complaints or where they know speeding can get out of hand. According to Lieutenant Saluski, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, one of the worst stretches is I-475 near ProMedica. It's one of the typical spots officers station themselves to catch speeders. I can verify that. Megan, you've never gotten one of these, right?
Not one of the standing ticket ones because they sit in the same spot every day. So I slow down on that stretch and then I speed back up.
Yesterday around 1 o'clock, there was an officer in 475 on the eastbound side. As I'm headed towards 75, there was a semi with its blinkers on, and he was kind of hiding in its line of sight. I saw him, and I slowed down, and I'm not a speeder anyway. If I'm going over the speed limit, it's not more than 10 over, because
that's basic.
I know. So this is what irked me, because Dennis brought up to me Dennis helped me get out of the ticket because they wrote the ticket improperly, and I didn't have to pay the fine. Dennis said these don't deter speeding, and I've always said I want hashtag Toledo speed tax to work. I get it. It's a way for the city to collect some money, and it could, as another benefit, slow people down. Because what Dennis said is, like, after you get pulled over and written up for a ticket, you're going to slow down. These things don't slow people down because as soon as you pass them, you're back speeding. You don't get pulled over. So, and this is out of context, and this is from WTOL. This is not in quotes. Lieutenant Saluski says if motorists are truly paying attention, they have plenty of time to, bless you, they have plenty of time to hit the brakes before getting caught. So I read that as, yes, they see you, they slow down, they get past you, they speed back up. So it's not a speed deterrent. And Dennis is the one who planted that seed in my head.
It's a money collector. They don't actually have to stop to pull you over individually. They just go cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Oh my God! Look, we just found $8 million in our general budget.
I'm so surprised that we have such an increase in tickets this year.
How many speed cameras are on the Anthony Wayne Trail?
1. So far as I know.
Yeah, the one over by the zoo.
Nope. There are 3.
Where are the other 2?
Well,
they put those 2, one going
each way
and one going west, and then they put one further up. They just put it up.
Where's it at?
I noticed it's right once you get off the exit of 75, right? Is that for 75 out here? 75 hits a trail.
It's a mixing bowl there, but
and,
yes.
Okay, you go a little bit up, a little past the first light, and it's right there. Ooh. I just saw it 2 days ago.
That wasn't fair to, like, I hate ones like that where it's like out of the blue, because in Northwood they used to have one right by the high school. They took it down, but I had never been to Northwood before. The speed limit is like 50, and then all of a sudden it drops to 35, and they put a speeding camera there. But as somebody who's never been there, I was following the speed limit, and the sign wasn't until after the intersection that it was down to 35, and they clocked you for it immediately. So I literally was like slamming on my brakes when I saw the flash, and my dad was like, I got one there too. Don't worry. But I'm not even mad that you got one there. I'm more mad that the intersection drops that quick, that fast, and they put a camera there.
See, the one you're talking about, is it like if you're going south on the trail? I think that's if you're going towards your house.
Yeah.
Is it before it's south or western?
Yeah.
Okay. if it's those spots, I'm kind of okay because those are messy intersections with turns and stuff. But
how does that? If you don't tell people it's there,
right?
How does it stop anything?
Well, it shouldn't stop people because, like, I look at it this way: if you don't know where anything is, you should do your best to obey the speed limit.
Yeah.
And you should. All these are, and that's why I say the one on the trail that you referenced, those should be $1,000 because that's an IQ test. You know they're there. At least with these ones on 475, they're usually in the same spots. So
here's what they are. They're motorcycle cops under the bridges in the shadows, so you don't see them until the last second. That's where they are.
Well, but my point is, if you don't know where someone is, but you know that they're watching, like what speed limits should do, for the most part, you're going to drive carefully. But if they are at the same spot all the time, it's an IQ test, which is what 475 is becoming.
So what you're telling me is you're okay with Big Brother and the government always watching you.
Well,
your words, not mine.
Right. But that's
you're not going to. You hate Big Brother. Get him.
I do. I don't.
That's on a macro level. With this, at least do your messaging better. Like this is idiotic.
It's just here's the thing. I'd be way more comfortable if you were just being honest and be like, "Yup, we found a legal way to get a lot more money from you, and hopefully our taxes won't go up next year." Say that, I'll still be pissed when I get a ticket, but I'll be like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm curious, and again, this is not a direct quote. Lieutenant Saluski says, motorists are truly paying attention. They have plenty of time to hit the brakes before getting caught.
Don't put them on a bridge.
Well,
how am I supposed to notice you on a bridge?
That's the point.
But they catch you after.
So I'm supposed to look over my shoulder and be like, crash.
I knew I saw them.
Maybe this is the way it's worded, because I read that as, once you see them, slow down, then speed back.
I don't have any problem with the speed guns things. You put them in school zones, okay? I've seen plenty of cops who stand in the school zone when the lights have gone off and it's supposed to be 20 miles an hour through there. That's the one thing that drives me crazy about people, is that they don't seem to care about people's kids, and they'll go 40, whatever it is. You put those guys there, absolutely they're a deterrent, because you know what? Boom. You see that guy and you know it's double the fine in a school zone, and you slow down to 20. That's fine. But when you put them someplace like behind a bridge or on a hill or something like that, then you are generating revenue.
Especially when it's 100% under the guise of, we're trying to keep people safe. 5 things. Number 4. Speaking of cities not having money, BG is facing an $800,000 deficit for its general fund, and a couple of ways to raise that money: charging for tree removal, charging for trash pickup, taking money from water and sewer and putting it in the general fund. The final proposal would cause everyone to pay a little extra for water. If you are a BG resident, this would not affect businesses or apartments, but it could charge you about $12 a month, $12 or $13 a month for pickup. Moving ahead, if you're looking for a job and you perhaps want to be one of these people keeping people safe, the Lucas County Sheriff's Office is looking for help. John Tharp, the sheriff, says they're down to 60 to 70. You got to stop that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I see it out of the corner of my eye, and it's like messing with my left eye.
I'm so sorry. I'm loving it. I'll do it under the table.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Megan got a fidget spinner, and now she's captivated.
Here, look. There. It's on the camera on Facebook Live.
We are on Facebook Live, by the way. The page is up and running right now. And by the way, currently the Office for Lucas County Sheriff is accepting applications for Corrections Officer Academy. It's a quick academy, 4 weeks long, 1 month. And again, we pay for the academy. There's no out-of-pocket cost. First, candidates must apply and go through an interview process, probably a background check. Tharp says the classes will be around 25 potential corrections officers. And oftentimes, sheriff's deputies start as corrections officers. Help me out here, somebody. I probably just can't go from doing this into that. Do I have some kind of criminal justice background? Do I need? No. I can just.
I don't think for correctional officers you do.
Neither for cops.
No criminal justice background?
No, because you go through the academy. They teach you everything they need you to learn.
Okay, genuine question. In Sylvania, they give away, the City of Sylvania Police Department gives away a scholarship every year for a kid going into criminal justice. Mm-hmm. And then the requirement is, like, when you graduate, like, your first bid has to go into Sylvania or something when you're trying to apply for a job. So then why would you go to school to get a degree in criminal justice?
It helps your promotional track.
Like to be
That
a
makes-
detective
that
and
makes
stuff?
sense.
Yeah,
Okay,
that makes
that makes sense. Because
I really didn't know that you didn't need to get a criminal justice
No.
degree to get in.
like I watch Law and Order and go, I could do that. I have a keen eye. Do I need to go to school for it?
They're going to teach you how to plant contraband.
Stop.
Like, is that all right? Now,
Here are the black people.
Look, when
They're
you,
bad. Set
when
them
you-
up.
When you really want to get an inmate in trouble, put this underneath his pillow. Boop, boop, boop. I'm just.
We've had corrections
I'm
officers.
totally kidding.
We've had corrections.
I'm sure no one does that.
We've had corrections officers call us before, and they make good money,
Yeah,
which they should because
they should.
Their
'cause
job sucks.
Their jobs. Yes, it does suck at times.
You know what I really wanted to do? Did I ever tell you this? I
What's that?
wanted to be a psychologist at a prison. I thought that would be.
I know you mentioned psychology, not in a prison. No way, I'll pass. 5 things number 2. Tom Mackin, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, former member of Perrysburg City Council, kicked off his campaign for mayor last night at Gathering Volumes bookstore. In a line that probably every politician uses, Perrysburg, I think, wants change. It wants a leader who has the temperament, experience, and commitment to this community to provide it with leadership to go forward. He's running as an independent against incumbent Republican Michael Olmstead, but Mackin is a registered Democrat. His position as general counsel for the Lucas Metropolitan Housing Authority prevents him from receiving a partisan endorsement for office. Is this a part-time job? Because it only pays $27,000 a year. What are you, like mayor after 6?
Well, that doesn't make you part time.
I just, I would think, I guess that like a
27 grand a year to run Perrysburg.
Perrysburg seems like a 60-hour a week job.
Really? Seems like things kind of they just do their own thing and they run. They've got a system. Nobody messes with it. There's no real problems.
I don't want
What's the problem? Where are we going to put the next roundabout?
We need more black people on the water tower.
Oh my God.
What? That's Proctor's joke.
That is Proctor's joke.
I got that from him. 5 things number 1. Megan, I know exactly where you're not going for vacation. You've talked about wanting to go over to the UK,
Yep.
Ireland, all that
Yep.
stuff. You never mentioned anywhere warm or sunny. No,
Hate
no,
it.
no island stuff.
My brother wants to go to Bora Bora so bad, and he tried to convince me to go with him one year because he was like, "This is the year we can go. Like, we've got our adult job. Let's go to Bora Bora." And I was like, "No, you can go. I'm not going. I don't like swimming. Why would I go somewhere sunny?"
I would go with him, except for the fact that he throws up on himself.
To be fair, that he was like 25.
Doesn't matter. I don't trust the guy.
He's in his 30s now. It was a while ago.
The point is, you don't want to go anywhere hot, so your vacation will never take you to Kelt 9b. It is the hottest planet ever discovered. It's a gas giant. Don't worry, it would take you a long time to get there. 650 light years from here. It reaches about 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. According to the study, the authors of the study, it's so hot because it's very close to its exceptionally hot host star. It takes 2 days for the planet, which is about twice the size of Jupiter, to orbit the star. It was
Oh, wow.
It was discovered in 2014. That's a big ass planet.
Yeah, it is.
It was discovered in 2014, but we just found out just how hot it is. The planet orbits around the poles of its star rather than its equator, and it's tidally locked, meaning it does not spin on its axis. But again, the takeaway there is 7,800 degrees. Your oven gets to 500. That's 7,800 degrees. I would
Does the
burn.
oven really only go to 500?
About that, yeah. At least on the dial.
I genuinely didn't know that.
6:49 with the morning rush.
Why would you ever need it to get that hot?
It's a good question. I've seen like 450, I think.
Oh, I guess you're right.
500. Yeah.
What
I've
if you
seen
cook for
somebody cook.
500?
No, a cook, yes, but like
Yeah.
for instructions or something.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I've never seen any recipe over like 450, 475.
Right.
Well, I guess if it takes like 30 minutes to make a pizza in the oven, I could take it to this planet. It would make it like before I even thought I was hungry for it.
And then it's burnt.
Got it? Yeah. In fact,
Welcome to Planet Domino's.
yeah. 6:49 with the that's right. Domino's is now enlisted Kelt 9B to cook for us. Your pizza is there before you were even hungry for it. 6:49 with the Morning Rush. We're live on the Morning Rush Facebook live page. It's not the biggest story of the day, but it was fun on Twitter last night. We have some audio to go with it, and it is the celebrity version of me. Can we do this next?
Yeah, you want to start with that?
Yeah, please.
I can do that.
It's me. If we've ever encountered one another before, and you've wanted to be friendly and share a common social grace, back up off me. I'll shake your hand, but we're going to end it at that. And this is all going to make sense next.
Today we are going to have mostly sunny skies, high of 69 tonight. Mostly clear, low around 54. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 74. Right now, it's 52.
All right, go on to Facebook, like the Morning Rush Facebook Live page. If you're having a hard time finding it, go to our Kiss FM Toledo Instagram. That'll give you the exact wording you need to find if you're having a hard time finding the Kiss FM. I'm confused. I'm sorry. The Morning Rush Facebook Live page is up and ready for you to watch. Megan, what's the Predators' goal song?
So there's the Tim McGraw song that goes, I like it, I love it, I want some more of it.
Is that the Ford commercial a couple years ago?
I think so, but he came in, and what year did the Predators come to Nashville? Like 98, 96? Something like
that's
that.
That's the ballpark, yeah.
And they picked a country song as their goal song, which usually they're like techno songs. It's like, like it gets the crowd going. But this one goes, I don't know what it is about the Predator storm, but I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. And then it goes into the White Stripes. And they chant, hey, you suck at the goalie. So they'll be like, hey, Price, hey, you suck. Price is a pretty famous goalie. Or they'll be like, Oscar. Like, they'll just take a goaltender's name.
I hear it. I hear your
When it's under the table and it's slow, you can't hear it. Sorry. But you said something about Facebook Live, and I hate to go back for just 1 second.
Wait, no, hold on, because I'm going to yell for 1 second. 1 second.
Okay, go.
That song sounds terribly annoying. Almost as annoying. No, more annoying than the Blackhawks song from a couple years ago. What was that song? That was an actual song.
Oh, it's called like it's called like Caroline or something.
God, it was awful.
I love it. Actually, there's quite a few teams who have it now. But as a huge Red Wings fan, I love all the tweets that I'm getting about, because I've been tweeting a lot about the NHL. And I love all the memes of when the Penguins are in the finals, you cheer for, you're now a fan of every other team in the NHL. Like I've learned a lot about the Predators over the past couple of weeks.
So much yellow in the Stanley Cup this year.
I do hate that.
Facebook Live?
Yes. So, Michael, if you go on Facebook and you just search 925 like Kiss, it'll pop up the Kiss Live page. But Michael said, just got to work, but I wanted to comment on the TBD cash grab with the handhelds. There was a cop yesterday at Westwood and University Hills where the speed and red light camera is, and he was aiming it at the people coming towards the stationary camera. If that isn't a cash grab, then I don't know what is. Do you want to hear the Predator song real fast? It's 32 seconds.
No.
Okay.
No, just because those things are annoying. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
All right, so let me play I saw this on Twitter last night, and I'm glad Megan had seen it. It's someone that we've talked about on and off, not for the best reasons, and someone who I would like to go see because I enjoyed the show. It's one of those things I used to watch with my dad. I don't bring it up often because, it has not aged well, and I hope to God this is what we were both hinting at earlier. I don't like to be touched. How do you have sex?
Do you have the audio?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't like to be touched. I don't want to give you a hug. I don't want to be hugged. In fact, there are people who I am with who like to antagonize me, and they'll say, if I meet somebody, they'll go ahead, give him a hug. Or they'll say, don't touch him. I'll do handshakes, but other than that, I feel uncomfortable.
You shake hands?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do
That's
that.
even
and then I do
Nasty.
this.
Yeah. Oh, that's nasty.
But I don't want to be like that intimate with you, and I'm not being rude. It's just, I feel uncomfortable. Kesha last night met someone that whose TV show she probably enjoyed a great deal when she was growing up. And she met this person on a red carpet, and this happened. Uh-oh. Something else came in my audio. Hold on.
It was playing probably Kiss during the spot block when he was recording this.
Hold on. Wait, do I still have it here? Sorry. You're right. Hopefully it plays off the computer.
I can log in.
It's hard to just sleep when you're tired, because people are tired most of the time.
I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Oh.
Keep listening.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, it was Kesha.
Okay. Well, I wish her the best.
So Jerry Seinfeld was at something.
Yeah. I can tell you, it was some arts thing. It was a comedy and music benefit or something.
Okay. He is as real as he was on that show. Like, that show wasn't, like, uber scripted or written. It was general ideas, and he was like that.
It was the National Night of Laughter and Song at the Kennedy Center.
Jerry Seinfeld creates laughs. Kesha creates music. So Jerry Seinfeld's being interviewed, and then I'll play it one more time.
This is great.
Kesha sees him.
Wait, I heard this morning and immediately went, oh my God, Eric Chase. Like, immediately.
It's hard to just sleep when you're tired because people are tired most of the time.
I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Take a beer.
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, it was Kesha.
Okay. Well, I wish her the best.
Oh, that's
Legitimately, you and me. I'm Kesha. You're Jerry. That's our normal day.
I would have cried.
He just doesn't want to be touched. If you're familiar with the show, like, so much of what that show was, they always say it's the greatest show about nothing. Like, they didn't write these zany ideas up. That was him.
Right. The article ends that I have of this. It says, Kesha shouldn't take the diss personally. He wouldn't hug Jenny Paulos?
I don't know who that is.
Last November. It was the same kind of situation where she was like, Jerry, and he was like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Just because he doesn't know you. He's very cordial to people he knows. Like, that's the funny thing. It's like, if he knows you, he's very, very cordial, and he's very, affectionate. He had no idea who she was, which is funny because that's an economy thing. Like, I think once you reach a certain amount of money, like, you don't have to listen to Kesha. You're not listening to Kesha. You're listening to, I don't know, maybe your money.
It's not like J-Lo. I mean, she's not like J-Lo or Britney or, she's like a level below that. And I love the end. I got to play the end of this once more because, hang on, what? There's too many damn mouses in here.
I don't know who that was.
Yeah, it was Kesha.
Okay. Well, I wish her the best.
Which is the best.
Literally, do you have 4 keyboards over there and four mice?
There are 4 keyboards.
Mouses?
Yeah.
Mice or mouses?
Mice.
Like, I know when you're talking about the actual animal,
It's mice.
But if you're talking about the
Mouses?
computer thing, you say mouses.
No, I think it's still mice.
Is it? That seems
This is weird.
Computer devices.
We're gonna say mouses.
So, what? I don't want to hug you when we're out.
What?
I don't want to touch you. I'll shake your hand. I don't want to hug you. It is kind and cool to meet you. It allows me to put a face on a listener. Don't ask me for a hug.
I feel like you were gone for like a long time. You were on vacation. It felt like forever.
When my mom died 2 summers ago.
Maybe it was that.
July.
And you came back, and I immediately was like, Eric, are you okay? And like, I was like, oh, it's so good to see you. And I tried to hug you, and I totally remember you like strong arming me. I just like posted your arms straight out, was like, nah. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought this was the only opportunity I had. I was denied. That's fine.
At the funeral, here, stand up for a second.
Now I'm uncomfortable.
Stand up.
I'm uncomfortable for you.
This will be on Facebook
I wish
Live.
you well.
Come over here.
I'm gonna-
Now, what you pointed out was probably right. 2 years ago, my mom passed away in July. So, this is my mom. So people are like, oh, I'm so sorry. And it's like, nope. It's more like, yep. Good.
Oh, side hug.
Side hug. Nope, I don't want to hug you. Yeah, I know you want
You
to.
just like came from behind.
Like,
what if a girl came up to you from behind?
she'd get kicked in the crotch.
Every time you sit down, should I just go from behind?
don't-
Yeah, do it.
But I know you, so like, and I can prepare for that. But like these people who wanted to give me sympathy for my mom passing away, they're like, yeah, and I'm like, no.
You totally strong-armed me. Like, you were just like, whoosh, hard pass.
I will shake your hand.
I want to thank you for assuming that your physical contact would somehow make this easier.
And I get it. It's a social grace for many people.
Move it on.
Not everybody. And I know for a fact there are other people who are like us.
Yeah.
And then there are other people who are 10 times worse who don't want to touch you at all.
Yeah. You know
So-
what I'm loving this Facebook Live thing?
Wait, time out. One thing. That's on our Morning Rush page if you want to see what was going on.
Yes.
Facebook Live. Sorry.
We were talking when we were coming into this about the Blackhawks song.
Yeah.
Chelsea Daggers is what it's called.
There you go.
So thank you. I think it was Peter. Thank you, Peter.
Heard that song like a million times because they kept making the Stanley Cup Finals. Stop where stop.
I love it. I can't believe you don't like it. I think it would be a fun like opener to the show or rejoiner. All the goal songs, except for Detroit's wouldn't make sense.
Because isn't it just? Do they have a goal song?
It's Hey Hockey Town.
Is it? Hey Hockey Town.
Yeah. Hey Hockey Town.
Twins, Clooney's dad, mom.
Hey Hockey Town. Yeah. Let's talk about George Clooney. You got me on hockey. It's hard to get me off the track. Let's talk about George Clooney. Actually, their statement about this is really, really funny. Oh, that popped down. So let's see. Amal and George welcomed their twins. Do you know the names? Very normal celebrity names. I'm very happy about it.
I don't.
Ella and Alexander. Beautiful names.
Yep.
Old people names.
You know, I really, really, really liked the name Ella.
Alexander is not an old person name.
It is an old person
No,
name.
it's not.
You know what, though? I really like old people names. Like Rosemary, I think, is like one of the most gorgeous.
I saw like a
girls' names.
90-year-old wrinkled woman when you said Rosemary.
I think
that name.
I think Alexander fits any era, with especially how you can shorten
I
it.
think my little cousin's middle name is Alexander, and that's always been weird. He's like a baby with that
You know
name.
what name I hate for boys?
What?
Maximilian. I'm totally cool with
Ew.
Maximus and call him Max, like I get it. But when they're like, his name's Maximilian, I'm like,
It's tacky.
Okay,
We're like max of dollars.
There you go.
Right.
Max at pennies. it's like it's like there's a girl named like Portia or Chandelier, and
Yeah.
I'm like, stop it, please stop it.
You've put a lot of presumption on a child if you're going to call them Maximilian. Like if that kid isn't uber successful, it's not going
Yeah.
to
And
fit.
Max is fine, but then just do Maximus. And then my whole thing is like, if you're gonna do that, be realistic. Like, here's my child plexiglass.
Yeah.
Here's pleather.
Maximus is like, to me, it's like one step or syllable away from Optimus.
So that seems like a win for you, for being honest.
No.
Okay.
They are mostly normal as opposed to like Apple or something.
Yes, mostly normal. They did put out a statement that said this morning, Amal and George welcomed Ella and Alexander Clooney into their lives. Ella, Alexander, and Amal are all healthy, happy, and doing fine. George is sedated and should recover in a few days. I like those when they're like, just, they seem like very serious people. George is funny, but she seems very serious. So I like that it was kind of like a silly, nice statement. But Barack Obama was the last person to see Amal pregnant. Visited
Not the doctor.
Well, maybe that makes more sense.
Technically.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
The last person with no medical background.
Right. He was one of the last people to see him before they became parents. He popped by the couple's mansion outside of London for a visit for about 4 hours a couple of days ago. The question then ended, or the article ended with, is he going to be the godfather? Which, to be honest, he could be.
I would love that.
His girls are just about grown now. They'll go off on their own. He can help parent them.
Nobody actually does godparenting duties anymore, do they?
I do.
I mean, you show up to stuff, yeah, but like,
I show up to stuff. I buy stuff. I pick you up from school. I have to do a whole ton of stuff.
do you take that child to church and raise them in their spiritual walk with Jesus? Because that's what a godparent is supposed to do.
no, that's not.
Really?
That's
Yes.
yeah, that's what it's supposed
I thought it
to
was
be.
just
But
like-
that's not.
Godparents nowadays are like, we come to birthday parties, we'll help out with anything that you need. It's kind of like your right-hand man. But a godparent's responsibility is supposed to be to help a child discover their relationship with God.
I thought it was just like an honorable thing.
Oh, and when you're
It is now.
when the parents die, you get them.
Yeah.
I got lucky on that one.
Wow, I had no idea.
My son's godfather does that.
Like, I think me and my brother have godparents. They might not be alive anymore, but I thought it was just like an honorable thing. Like, kind of how, like, all my mom's friends were like Aunt Joyce, Aunt Lynn, Aunt Sandy.
See, I know who my godmother is, but I also know who was going to get us if my parents died, and it's not the same person.
Does it hold up in court?
Godparent? No, I don't
No.
know. You got to put it in a will. But typically, it's the same person. You ask if you're a godparent, are you okay taking on these responsibilities? But I think my family fell out of touch with theirs. Not that anything had happened. It was just kind of grew apart, and we were closer with another family who had kids near us.
We're on the Morning Rush Facebook Live page. You can watch the show now, 7:10. How did you catch him cheating? Was it a text message? Did you walk in? How were you able to figure this all out? We'd like to hear these stories of how you caught him next. All right, Saturday there's a pre-show from 5 to 9, and then from 9 to midnight, our iHeart Summer 17 weekend presented by AT&T, Fontainebleau, Miami Beach Hotel. DJ Khaled, Miley Cyrus, Backstreet Boys, Fifth Harmony. Follow along on your iHeartRadio app or listen right here on 92.5 KISS FM. It's Eric, Megan, Demetrius, Ejante. We are live on the Morning Rush Facebook live page. You can follow along and watch the entire show there. If you want to listen to the show later on in the day, so important to have your iHeartRadio app. Search The Morning Rush for our podcast. You'll get them, and you can listen on demand there. Very simple question. How did you catch him cheating? 419-214-0925. Cheryl's been kind enough to hold on. Hi, Cheryl.
Hey.
How did you catch this guy cheating? He was your boyfriend? How long were you guys dating for?
No, it was a husband.
Oh. How long were you together for?
20 years.
Oh,
wow.
No. What happens?
Random ladies, not one in particular, but they'd call like at 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, what the hell? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody calls at 2:30 in the morning.
Unless they're sleeping with your husband.
Right. And then one shows up to a family function where no family females were allowed to go. It was a bachelor party.
Right.
And then I find out this person went.
Wow. So he didn't even have,
Seriously?
he was even leading them on. He wasn't honest that he was married and stepping out.
Oh, they knew.
She knew.
Oh, they did. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's his name?
I'm not going to say.
Why?
He knows.
What was her name?
Yeah, what was the
Which
floozy's
one?
name? Oh my God.
Which one?
How many of you know of were there?
A couple.
Okay.
Probably like 3. I don't know.
Have you emotionally and psychologically recovered from this, or anybody that asks you out, do you doubt them?
No, because like I said, gone, done with, you know.
Right.
But yeah, and then the funny thing is, because then I'll see the ladies and they'll just like, oh, hi, how are you? Because they're not with them either. So.
Don't you love, look, we're not friends because you two broke up.
Right.
Well, they
were gonna during the divorce. They were like, "Oh, if you need any character witnesses, we'll come on your side." And I'm like, "What?"
Of course you will.
Hey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If he did you wrong, he could do them wrong. So I could see why that common bond could bring you together. Cheryl, thanks for the call. Have a good rest of your week. Wendy, good morning.
Good morning.
419-214-0925. Thanks for calling. How did you catch this jerk?
We were at a party, and the girl that he cheated on me with said, "That's why you did me last night." We were all drunk, and I went after her. So, flash forward almost a year.
Wait, Wendy,
what?
why did she say that?
Basically, everybody was going off with their boo thing and doing their own thing, and she was left all by her lonesome.
And she got sassy because she was alone.
Sure thing.
Oh.
All right, so
that's why you gotta grab both hands.
We were arguing, and I said, "That's why you probably did do that, girl." And he was like, "Yep, sure did." I ended up physically assaulting him with a straight razor and cutting his arm. He ended up needing 12 staples.
Okay.
You don't laugh after that, babe. You don't go, "I cut him," and laugh.
I didn't know we could collect calls from jail.
Almost 7 years later.
Oh my God.
But we will be married as 2 years as of September, and we have 2 children.
I'm sorry. Wait, hold up. You knew he cheated. You stayed with him another year where then he admitted he cheated. You cut him, and now you're getting married.
No, we are married. 2 years as of September.
What? Wait.
You know why?
What?
Because it's like Michael Vick's dog.
They're crazy
It's like Michael Vick's first dog after he got out of jail. She cut him. So he was like, "Oh my God, she'll cut me. I'm not going to do this again."
What were there any charges filed? Were you in jail?
No, he actually told the police that he didn't know my name and he didn't know where I went. And they even questioned him, like, "You've been with this girl for a year and you don't know her name?"
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to need you to do me a favor and go to therapy.
I have a question. She is called therapy. Why would you call the radio station and admit this?
I'm a very honest person.
Obviously. 'Cause yeah.
But
Good for you.
You married him.
yup. And he's a good guy. It was a one-time thing. He hasn't happened ever since.
I know, because you cut him.
We often have people, like, we did a topic not that long ago, and if you want to share your story, please call us 214-0925. Wendy, we had a story we did a topic a couple weeks ago where there was a ladies panel question. If he cheated, would you ever forgive him? And the answer for the most part was like 99.9% no. If somebody like physically assaulted me, regardless of like, as long as I didn't put my hands on them, like what he did was wrong and cheating, and it was an emotional and psychological thing. He didn't put his hands on you, so far as what you've told us. If somebody cut me like that, I would have to be a hard no as well, getting back with them.
He is a very, very
stupid
special kind of guy.
Weird man. Because when you cut somebody, that's the only way to say I love you.
Wendy, I thank you for listening, but I cannot endorse what you guys are a part of.
They're probably past this. They're probably in a good, healthy marriage right now. So it was just a slight, felonious assault in the road.
Right.
All right, Wendy. Thanks very much.
I'm like, what just happened? Like, she admitted it. That's the crazy part, where she was like, yeah, I cut him. He got 12 staples. What? What?
I don't disbelieve any of that. That's the most stunning call while I've been sitting in this chair that we have ever taken, simply because of the candor. If she had spent time in jail or she admitted the fact that he lied about it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that you called.
The thing is, love is a crazy thing.
I know.
It's super crazy thing. And people, maybe that was his wake-up call. He was like, you know what? Pow. She cut me.
No.
She cut me.
A straight razor.
Oh, my God.
If she missed, he could be dead.
Oh, my God.
If she didn't miss, I'm almost positive she missed.
Wow, I'm for one of the few times in my life, I'm totally speechless.
Don't be speechless.
Really?
Don't be.
Really?
Don't be shocked by what people do in the name when they're wrapped up deep in a relationship.
It's not that. It's that you called and admitted to all that. Like that's on tape forever.
Yeah. But
just like Octavio's penis is on the internet forever.
There's a thing called the statute of limitations, and if he's not willing to press charges, he's an uncooperative witness, and 9 times out of 10 you can't convict him.
It's not that. It's just that it's now like stapled in the airwaves forever in people's minds. And you know what? I haven't even mentioned yet the kids. I mean, I hope that there's a healthy upbringing there.
Well, yeah. Hey, you know what?
Wow.
People grow.
I know they do. And people, we hope people reform and become better human beings.
I can't.
Hi, Callie.
Can you beat it?
Stabbing? Yeah. How did you catch this person cheating?
He was my husband. We were only married for maybe a couple of years, and I was actually pregnant with our daughter. And come to find out, he was texting at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd roll over, and he's texting people in bed, and I'd roll over, and I'm like, who are you texting? He was like, oh, just friends. Come to find out, I get our cell phone bill. I called the numbers that were calling around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was a bunch of his girlfriends.
Bunch of. What a dummy. He couldn't even say, they're like a work thing, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I called the girls, the next, time I got our cell phone bill, which was probably, a week afterwards. And I called him, and I was like, do you know he's married? And they were like, oh, yeah, he told us.
This is honest in that regard.
And you're still dumb enough to talk to them.
What? Well, they thought they might have had a chance. What's going on with your relationship now? How much of a part of your daughter's life is he?
He's in her life. Just she knows that it's his dad. But a year after we separated, and we're officially divorced, thank God. But a year after we separated, I started dating somebody, and she looks at my boyfriend as her dad now. So.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. And thank you for not stabbing anybody.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hi, Ashley. Good morning.
Good morning.
How'd you find out this person was cheating on you?
we'd only been together like a year and a half, almost 2 years. And you know how when you have iPhones and if you sign into the same iCloud account on 2 phones, it syncs like
Demetrius, do you know how that works?
Yep.
music and photos and things? Oh.
Did you see a naked person, naked girl on your iCloud that wasn't you?
I did. Him and her both.
How'd that conversation go with him?
Well, when I asked him, he tried to tell me they were pictures offline, but I have never let anyone else naked in my bedroom before, so that was...
Man, they're dumb.
Dumbass.
I get your backpedaling, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth. So after that incident, moving forward, when you've met guys, have you had some doubt, or do you believe it was just an isolated thing?
I think it was just an isolated thing.
Okay.
I'm married to a great guy now, so...
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ashley. We appreciate the phone call. There's still...
Nothing beats a nice straight razor.
Except the iCloud photos in your bedroom. They're still scumbags, but I give a little something to the people who are at least honest that they're in a relationship, especially if they're trying to leave that relationship. Obviously, they're not going about it the right way, but the people that are cheating on someone and tell people or try to come off as not with anyone, those are the real bad people.
I can't believe how many people are tweeting me admitting the things that they have done to their significant others.
So yesterday, well, hold on. Yesterday, when I said I wanted to do this in the reverse, you're like, no one will call.
Apparently, I was wrong. Apparently, I was wrong. I was a psycho when I was younger. I threw scissors and a screwdriver at my now husband. I whacked him with a spoon and ended up semi-stabbing him in the chest. 10 years later, we ended up married. I'm not crazy now,
dear.
though. And I said, yeah, I'm sure you're not. And she said, I swear I'm not. He's the one that ended up marrying me. So you're both crazy. You're both crazy.
Our next topic should be, it started off rocky, but now we're married.
I'm really not mad at that.
Not Rocky. It started off with battery.
It started off a bit stabby, but now we're married.
No, battery kind of like constricts the calls.
Just a bit stabby.
Yeah.
Rocky is not liking Chinese food or having an allergy to fish.
That's a disagreement.
That's
Rocky is throwing something, trying to run somebody over with your car.
You know what?
That kind of thing.
We can do this tomorrow. You know why?
Why?
Because that is me and my friend Christine.
That doesn't sound healthy.
I have to let I have to let her tell.
Bitch, I had coffee in my mouth.
I made myself.
Yes, we will do that tomorrow because the one person that I care for, one woman in my life that I care for immensely.
That all over my computer.
I love her. She wanted to stab my eyes out.
I don't know any woman who knows you that doesn't want to stab your eyes out.
This is the only one that's a friend.
Right. Right. She started as everyone now is. So we can do that tomorrow. Rocky would probably be in Rock. Yes, Rocky fits Christine and I. 7:31 with the morning rush.
Straight razor should have been the last call.
I cannot believe how many tweets I'm getting.
Jante D, don't ever let that bit get erased. Ever.
Somebody,
the police
Lucas
might
County's probably going to need it.
Megan often talks about living at home, and if you roll your eyes, I'm going to come for you next. Hold on. 7:37, live on the morning. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Different area codes. 419-99567, though. That's too trashy even for me. Kidding. Thanks for listening to The Morning Rush. Good morning. It's Eric D, Megan, Jante. We're live on The Morning Rush Facebook Live page. I like this song. The Morning Rush Facebook Live page. We're live on there, all 4 hours of the show, just about each and every weekday morning. If you miss parts of the show, the pod, you can watch it there. You can watch it on that Facebook page, or if you want to pull up your iHeartRadio app and get the podcast there, The Morning Rush. Search that there. Podcast from segments of the show. Make sure you go back, if you're just tuning in, and listen to the last segment about how you caught him cheating. Go back and listen to that later on today. Someone admitted to a crime on the air.
Guys, especially if you're thinking about it.
Right. You might run into someone like this. Megan has said over and over the years, referenced it often, she lives at home with her dad.
What? I do?
You're there more than your dad. You will live with your brother, too, so this is all happening.
Right.
And I know that there are people who are like, get out of the house already. You're going to be 25 years old, right, next month?
Yeah. I'm old.
You are.
To be living at home.
Look, I know that, 2008 hit, cars and clunkers, or whatever the hell, cash for clunkers, and the economy hit the fan and all that stuff, but maybe that was a turning point, at least for me seeing it, but I have never once, I rolled you or anything for living at home, because maybe it's because I experienced it, and now I know a lot of people, either they plan on it, or they just embrace it because they have no other choice. You graduate, and then you're back at home with mom and dad, whatever the reason. But maybe my personal experience is why I can support you. But I moved away from home when I was 20 years old. Mm-hmm. 1999, I moved from Philadelphia to Detroit. And I was on my own. And then when I was working...
Which is terrifying, because I've moved out as well.
When you were doing college, and the roommate you didn't like, who now you like again.
Longer story. Yes.
So I embraced, when I was working at Tower 98.3, and I got fired on September 11th of 2006.
Okay.
I knew it was coming. They fired my friend Brent in the summertime, and then I knew that it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when.
Right.
I was even nice enough to put in the top of the hour that celebrated and saluted 9/11, and then left. But they called me, and they're like, yeah, we don't go. So I was like, okay, this is awesome. My lease in Monroe ran out at the end of October. I'm like, this is fine. I'll take your severance and unemployment, and I'll move home, and I'll sort things out. I embraced moving home because I had yet to be an adult and live in Philadelphia. And it was nice to have that safety net of living at home and there were some rocky things. I didn't like the way my brother treated my mom. He was very indignant. I remember throwing a fork and walking outside and needing to walk around the block to cool off. It's when I didn't control my temper real well. And my dad had to have a come to Jesus meeting. I realized it's a Jewish family. It was a come to Jesus meeting. And my dad's like, this is not going to work. You're back. He gave me you're back under the roof, so you play by my rules speech.
That's a fun speech when you're an adult hearing that from your parents.
Especially when I was 27 at the time.
Yeah.
And my brother was 18 or 19. But again, weird circumstances. I embraced it. I didn't feel like I had failed at anything. Maybe it's because I worked in radio and I understood that, this kind of thing happens. I wasn't some hotshot young professional. I was working in radio and I realized that, this was always possibly inevitable. Hey, it could be inevitable at 10 o'clock today. I don't know.
Hey.
For me, nobody else. So I will never be and Megan can now extol the benefits of living at home. And granted, you've had to take on a lot more responsibility, but I will never begrudge anybody for living at home.
Yeah, I think that people don't realize, and we can get into this conversation if you want, how different it is today than it was 15, 20, 30 years ago.
You're expected to get out.
No, not only that, it was easier to get out. Mm-hmm. It's just not as easy. It's just not. It's factual. You can look at what people make coming out of college and the job availability and starting wage. It's not there. Inflation has gone way, way up, and base pay has not. It's financially, not there. And I'm very, very, very grateful for my situation. I'm very lucky in the fact that I live in a house in Sylvania practically by myself. I mean, I got a guy who stops by every once in a while to swap out clothes.
Your dad?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's pretty much it.
It's like he's the renter.
He is almost like the renter in this situation because I see him once a week. He repacks his bags and he leaves. Like that's my schedule. So I've got it really good. Plus, when he is home, he's really laid back and cool about what I do on my own time. But I'm also not a disrespectful kid, so it's not a bad deal for him either. But I don't think people realize I financially cannot move out of the house. Like, it's not an option. It's not like, oh, I'm leeching off my dad, yada, yada, yada. He's getting a good deal out of this. Somebody's sitting in the house taking care of it while he's not there. I'm not paying rent. I'm not paying utilities. I buy the groceries for both of us. I do a lot around the house. He comes home to a clean house every weekend. Like, there are benefits to me being there, and I'm not saying that I've got it rough, because I've got it really easy, but I am also in a ton of debt that I am trying to pay off, and I'm in a really great situation.
I forgot about the other thing, the other financial factor and all that with you're talking about costs have gone up, base pay and whatnot has not climbed parallel to that, and cost of school has gone up. So that's increased. And I've noticed over the last couple of years, I feel like you've talked about having more household responsibilities than you did like when I first met you.
Yeah.
And I think your dad likes this as well. One thing why I was also happy to go home, or I was okay with it, was my dad always talked about how much my mom missed me, because my mom did not get to watch me turn into an adult because I was away for a long time.
Yeah.
In fact, when my mom was diagnosed with the cancer and stuff, my dad had to talk to me how my mom hadn't really seen when my mom passed away 2 years ago. She hadn't really seen much of me since I moved away.
Right.
Because even when I was close, I lived an hour away, and I'd come home and do laundry, and we still talked every day. But my mom had not seen me a whole lot because she didn't come out to visit or stuff like that, like my dad and brother did. So my mom was happy to have me home.
That, and this sounds awful. My dad grew up. He had there were 6 of them, and then his parents. And then they had foster kids. So there were always at least 10 people in the house at any time. Always 10 people. He grew up spending most of, like, they lived in Canada for a while with other Irish Catholic families, so there were 20, 30 people in the house. And now he travels, where he's alone in a hotel every single night, and then he comes home, and I'm there. And I've had the moments of, and I'll be super honest right now, like, the major downfalls of, I feel like a letdown. I feel like I'm not successful. I feel very like I'm not an adult because I still live at home, and I definitely have my moments of this is not the life I wanted. And my dad has always been, you're getting yourself in a good place for your future. I love having you here. And then he goes, I'm not coming home to an empty house. I'm coming home to somebody that, I love. And that's really nice growing up with all these people around, and then to not come home to another empty house.
Do you buy toilet paper?
Yeah.
You're an adult. What was your timeline? Because you went away to the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
And how long?
Never went back home.
Where did you wind up after the Navy? Like, what was your living situation?
Had a couple of roommates. My mom moved, and then I moved into the house that I grew up in, and I lived there.
Where was she at?
She moved to Grand Rapids.
Okay.
And so, but I was, once again, I saw her every day. Like, I'd drive to Grand Rapids and spend time with her, but always lived on my own. Got my groceries. Installed a hot water heater by myself. Those are the
that's real adulting.
Like, that's the kind of stuff. My mom was like, "I'm gonna help you with this water heater, but here's the deal: you're gonna put it in."
Right.
And I don't know. It was just kind of one of those. I grew up in a different kind of time, and it sounds, like old manny, but my mom was like, you're not going to become an adult until you're forced to be an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that all these things that, like, all this help that you need, you're going to have to find it on your own. I'm here for emotional support, and occasionally, if things get real, real bad, a little bit of financial support. But other than that, if I don't make you do it, you're not going to do it.
If you had hit some dire financial straits, would your mom have taken you back in?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, from everything you've talked about, I think
I wouldn't doubt that.
Like if you exhausted every last avenue.
But understand, like if that were going to be the case, there would be rent paid. There would be half the bills on groceries, half the bills on utilities, that kind of stuff. She's not going to cover my insurance. She's not going to buy me a phone. All of those things are the things that I am responsible for because she calls those extras.
I do like to try to defend myself, and I know you're not talking about me, but like make it clear, the only thing I don't pay is rent and utilities. Like I'm paying other bills. It's not like I'm at home like, oh my god, But
you're doing stuff too. You're taking care of the home. I find
but like I do like. I pay my own insurance, and I've paid off my car and stuff like that. Like I'm not just like given a bunch of. I'm given a great opportunity. I'm not complaining, but not everything is handed to me. Because then I know people who live on their own in their own apartments, and mom and dad furnished it. Mom and dad are paying the rent when they fall behind. Mom and dad are paying the phone bill and the car insurance and gave them the car. And then they look down on me like, but you still live at home. And I go, Mommy and Daddy are paying for you not to live at home.
You technically still live at home.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Like, that's the thing. And it's like living outside of the house, my mom expected me to be able to prioritize things. What's more important to you? Is it more important that you have lights and heat and and food, or would you rather drive around in a nice car? Well, guess what? If lights and everything, these are the things that are important. So you will allocate money towards those things, and you will eat some of the other things that you want and not need.
Yeah.
Your
lights will stay on, but no video game.
Yeah, you don't need a phone.
Right.
If you need to contact somebody, you will find a way to handle it.
Megan, the M word rhymes with trillennial.
Oh God!
Like you always say, the people younger than them always get slammed for being the worst thing to ever happen. But I think there's a lot of reality, as we've just discussed here for the last 10 minutes. So it's difficult these days, and the system is working against you in many ways.
The thing that always killed me was an article I read that if you went to an Ivy League school in the 70s, you could pay for your classes with a part-time job at minimum wage. You could pay for them. And now you cannot pay for part-time schooling with like a full-time job.
Even at like a community school.
Right. Like
very expensive.
It's just... factually, it's not there. It's just not the same.
Don't feel bad living at home. You got a final thought, D?
I do, but these obstacles are called life, and these are the things that make you a stronger and better adult.
I agree. The problem isn't that. The problem is not my situation. I'm really fine with my situation. It's the judgment passed on from others. That's what I'm not okay with.
I remember financially when I was going to go away to school, I think it probably would have cost maybe it would have cost like $40,000 for me to like go through Temple University in a timely period, 4.5, 5 years, maybe less than $50,000. I don't know what the cost is now, but it's got to be at least twice that. And I would imagine that places like UT and BG are quite similar. And then to get out and like all we've talked about so far, it is a challenge. You're right. There are obstacles and they can be overcome. Sometimes you do need some support from the people who can help you out to get going. But if you're just going to sit and be well actually guy or well actually girl on Twitter and favorite Kardashian tweets in your basement or in the apartment that you had paid for, you're right. Then you're not going to move as quickly as some other people and get what you want. You mentioned not having a phone. There's a very famous person who finally did carpool karaoke who is still sans a phone. He's living okay. Megan, you know who I'm talking about?
I don't. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah, we
listened to it this morning.
Didn't
watch.
I definitely listened.
Want to start with that next?
Yeah, by the way, on Facebook Live, somebody said that cop is sitting up there with a gun right now.
On the lawn?
Oh, I'm speed gun. That's what I meant to say. On the bridge.
Yeah.
I just had a guy send me 9 pictures of it.
So in case you're wondering, slow down. There's cops up there trying to ticket you today.
But it's to keep you safe.
Yeah, and after you pass his purview, you can go back to your normal, hopefully, speed, but
evidently
safe speed.
Toledo police have changed their uniforms to trees.
What if cops just started wearing camo and hiding in bushes? Like, that's the next step. It's, you guys, this is for your safety.
Brand new unit called Gotcha Bitch.
7:52 with the morning rush.
Now that the weather is so great, it is so easy to go out and hang out at the distillery, which is at Eastgate and Today we are going to have mostly sunny skies, high of 69. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 54. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 74. Right now, it's 52.
7:58 with the Morning Rush. The show is live on Facebook on the Morning Rush Facebook live page. Go like that and watch the show.
It's really cool because we're getting a lot of behind the scenes stories back there. It's fun to chat with our listeners throughout the day. So leave us a comment. I mean, we're all on there. We're all responding.
Forecast a little chilly today. All
You
things
think so? With a high of 70? Come on.
Yeah.
not chilly. I mean, it was a little chilly last night and this morning. It's
when
good.
the sun goes away and night comes.
Weird how when the sun goes away, it gets colder.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised or stunned by that. I realize that's science.
That's science, bitch.
That's the stuff that they pay Ryan Weekman to tell us. When the sun will go down, it will get colder. Thanks, Ryan. But it's supposed
He
to be.
went to school.
He probably paid a lot. Wow. I think there's going to be 4 days or more in the 90s. He said it was a heat wave, so it's going to be a scorcher out there.
Stop. You're not allowed to say that.
When?
Well, first of all,
Saturday and beyond.
Yep.
Saturday is a high
85,
of 83,
right?
I got. But
Then
yeah,
it's
close
Sunday.
enough.
Hold on.
And
I
then
don't
Sunday, 90s.
And they have the 5-day forecast.
Monday, Tuesday in the 90s.
Hate the 90s.
Are you
The
serious?
decades or
No, love the
weather.
decades.
Yeah, it's the weather.
Sunday 91.
That is so irritating.
All right, 91, 92 Monday, 94 Tuesday, then back into the upper 80s.
You know what I call those days?
Hell.
Yeah, those are the days where I live at work because there's AC here. Oh yeah, and don't tell me my struggle of living at home isn't hard because I don't have AC. I mean, we have it, but it doesn't get turned on. Come on.
I was
I'm obviously being facetious. Don't tell me
My life is so hard. There is no AC.
Yeah,
I have AC. No. I have AC. I'm not allowed to turn it on. That's a struggle.
That is a struggle in the 90s.
Thank you, Ejante.
hot.
Thank you. You don't think I sweat my ass off in my own house just thinking about all the times I took for granted the cool weather.
Oh, no, I could do it.
That happens.
Let me. We talked about this a couple of times this morning. Let me play it for you because it finally premiered last night. He is the new best. Good song. Should have been ahead.
I'm love right where
You just
we
ruined my
are.
song, Eric.
Can I'd like to make 2 points if I could.
Love.
One, my takeaway was it was as good as I expected carpool karaoke with Ed Sheeran to be. He kicked his phone so he could be one with the earth. Real spiritual stuff like that. He just said he answers emails in the mornings and I guess at night, and he's got hundreds of emails, but he's disconnected. The other thing I realized, with the camera being that close, look, I am living in a glass house, and I am envious of a lot of his proclivities, but he is not a very attractive guy.
No, he looks like a bridge troll.
I mean, she said it. I didn't.
If the Lord of the Rings is casting again,
Stop. But yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. He's super talented.
yes, he is.
Super talented. It's funny that you brought up the whole Ed Sheeran no phone thing because he was obviously doing this with James Corden, and he was very adamant that James Corden should do it as well. But here's my thing, how do your friends get a hold of you to be like, let's go to the bar tonight? Unless they all live with you, which he's wealthy enough, he might just have them all live with him.
A home phone?
I was going to say he has a house phone.
That's cheating. Don't say you don't have a phone then.
He doesn't have his mobile device.
Now you're a liar. James Corden, speaking of him, he took the Late Late Show to London to let the terrorists know that the British won't bow down to fear. He said, I'm so proud to be broadcasting here from my hometown, proud to show off its beauty, its diversity, and its stoic British determination to let nothing or anybody stand in our way. This is a country that, this is not a country that feels afraid.
Wasn't he planning to go there already before the Manchester thing happened on the 22nd? I think so. But he did have a moving
I don't know.
monologue. Doesn't seem like they could put that together that fast, but if they did, they did.
Really, they threw together that Ariana Grande concert in like 4 days. You don't think they can move a show from one set to another?
I don't know. I'm not ruling it out. That reminds me of what there was a thing with the New York Times over the weekend. Did anybody see that? They used the word to talk about the Ariana Grande concert, or
What word did they use?
they used the R word, reeling, and a lot of people took it the wrong way. Like, we're not reeling. We're going about our lives. We're shopping. We're working. We're not afraid. This is life. But they took issue with the New York Times of all publications using the word reeling. Probably not the best word, and I see why some people took it the wrong way. But
Fake internet rage.
this is real internet rage that was probably a little over the top. But isn't everything on the internet? Because I'm sure there.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but it's awesome to have him there. His hometown. I have a question.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to stereotype, but
But you're going to.
Is he gay?
Who?
James Corden?
No, he's married with kids.
Is he? I had no idea. Okay. Perhaps it's just his jovial London accent. And his flamboyance.
I think he's very flamboyant, but not like in a I'm hiding my gay way, but in a I think this brings people a lot of joy way.
Right.
That's on make it gay, make it gay, make it gay. But I think he just thinks that's what makes people happy. So he'll always be the butt of the joke if it brings a smile to somebody else's face. And I love people like that. I put him in the same category as Graham Norton in being able to make celebrities feel comfortable and do things they normally wouldn't do. Just because he wants to have fun and they have fun with him. Best trivia show of all time.
Ooh, good question. Oh, you just can't put us on the spot like
Right.
that. This is a big
Yes, I
question.
can. I just did.
This is like, do you believe in God? Is the earth flat? The answer is no.
I'm definitely a flat earther, for sure. Best trivia show.
Jeopardy.
Wrong.
I'm stifled.
Yeah.
Wrong.
I don't know.
Wrong. Cash Cab, obviously.
Oh,
Obviously,
Cash
it's a
Cab.
It came
Cash
back,
Cab.
right?
It is coming back, and guess what?
It'll be an Uber, not cabs.
Ben Bailey is going to host the new reboot as well, which I was really excited about because I actually really, really, really like him. He's a stand-up comedian, and he does a whole bit about Cash Cab and being stuck in traffic while trying to host a national television show, and it is hysterical. If you haven't seen it, just Google Ben Bailey stand-up Cash Cab. It's like a 12-minute story that's I cried. I laughed so hard the first time I listened to it. So he's coming back. He said, holy blank, Cash Cab is back. Huge thanks to all the fans who pushed for the show and for me to come back. Never before has a comedian been so happy to go back to driving a cab. So, no word yet on when it's going to premiere.
Is it going to be any different now that there are other ride services?
No, because it's not about that.
I know. But some people might be like, what's a cab?
Oh, shut up.
Right.
Jay-Z
I saw this too.
is about to drop a new album. Over the past 24 hours, he has a mysterious salmon pink and black ad campaign with the numbers 444 all over New York City. So they think that he's going to drop a new album called 4 at 444 this Friday, which is interesting because Blue Ivy is IV as in Roman numerals for 4. 4 is a very important number to the Carters.
Yeah, it's Beyonce's thing.
Yeah.
Her birthday's like September 4th. Everything with her is like 4. So I wonder what if it's like a double album or like them together?
I just hope it's good.
It's not going to be good. I don't want another Jay-Z album. It's not going to be good.
The last
It's not
one
gonna be
was the Holy Grail. What was,
Is it a retort to Lemonade about him cheating?
could be.
good. Ooh, now that I could want.
That I would be really into because 4 with the whole Ivy thing, I'm wondering if that's more of a response to we have a kid together than the actual number 4.
Have they been together married 4 years?
They've been married
Longer
longer
than
than that.
Okay. I'm curious because they had promised more work together, right?
That's
and
what
there
I'm
hadn't
thinking
been a
this could be.
Jay-Z album with her, so
DJ Booth confirmed it on his Twitter account and then it was deleted. So now a lot of
What
people are
else?
going,
that it's the album or her.
the album, sorry.
If there's anything with this, you can listen to our sister station 94.9 The Beat. Jante might be on that radio station. Turn
maybe.
your beds down, by the way. They're too hot on there.
I can't figure it out.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I don't know. Can you go to our music website really fast? Because I want to see if they've already dropped it yet or not. Ariana Grande was getting a huge push to release Somewhere Over the Rainbow as a song. And
I bet you it's selling on iTunes.
It is already on iTunes. I'm wondering if we have it as an option.
Probably not.
You don't think so? We get stuff like that, especially because we broadcast it.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a minute.
Okay.
She's just dying. It's okay. It's okay.
It's fine. I'm really okay.
I give it to you. That's not just like my throat clearing. Like that's
I choked on my spit.
pounds of phlegm.
I just choked on my spit. Anyways, she dropped the live version of the song as a charity single with all the proceeds going to help the victims of the Manchester attack, and it is available on streaming services. That's why I thought we had it in our system.
I'm looking at the iTunes singles charts, which is pretty up to date or up to the minute. The Ariana single, the top one I see is "One Last Time," which she did perform the other day. That's at number 9 on the iTunes charts.
What's at number 1 right now?
Despacito.
Do you know what that means?
There are more Spanish people in America.
No, it means like slowly.
What?
Despacito.
Does it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Proctor told me
I'm
that
a
yesterday.
Dorito.
I love big fat burritos.
Number 2 is Believer. Number 3 is Niall, Slow Hands. Number 4 is Something Just Like This. Then Sam Hunt. Then Julia Michaels.
What's the Sam Hunt song?
Body Like a...
No, do it right.
I don't know.
You sing it sometimes.
Oh, I don't sing that one.
Yes, you do. You've sang it in the studio before.
I don't even know.
Body like a bad.
You sing it. I do Despacito. By the way, people must be buying the wrong song here because there are 2 different versions that are on the chart. So buy the right one.
Dropping 15 in a 30. I ain't in no hurry. UK press also claims that she got a bee tattoo in honor of those lost in the attack last month. A bee is a symbol of Manchester, and many local residents have been getting the bee tat in tribute to the victims. Workers at the Manchester Ink Tattoo Parlor said they have inked members of her team with the bee while backstage at the One Love Manchester show, but couldn't confirm whether or not she got the bee herself.
There was a picture of a guy that I saw. I forget on what website. He was one of the people, I think, who tried to fight the attackers on Saturday night and got stabbed a bunch of times.
Did you see what his friends gave him in the hospital?
No, what was it?
A book on how to run. Run a marathon. It made me laugh so hard. I love British humor. Like, you just stopped a terrorist attack and you're in the hospital because you were really brave, but next time maybe you should run.
It's only funny because he lived.
It was so funny. The guy's posing in the hospital with a thumbs up in the book, and I laughed so hard.
He was all stabbed up, too.
Yeah, he had all the stitches and stuff, but it was so funny. He was smiling, he had the book up, and it was just kind of like a big to the terrorists.
Who are now all dead. Most of them.
Well,
the ones they know about.
Yeah.
Dead. 8:11 with the Morning Rush. Dr. Frankel is the one who took care of that entertainment report for us.
Yeah, Dr. Frankel.
If you want to be in carpool karaoke, if you're going to do it, make sure you have a good smile. People want to see those nice pearly whites straight.
I mean,
smile's important.
Smile is super important. Like, it can change the way your whole face looks. When you get a set of veneers, they actually refer to it as a facelift, like a mini facelift, because it can change the entire way your mouth looks. And the cool thing about it is that Dr. Frankel, can give you before and after photos before you even get anything done. So he'll show you, he'll show you what your smile will look like if you want to go through the whole process, which is awesome. It's kind of a win-win. And all new patients get free teeth whitening. So you can call 2 different locations. One is in Toledo, 419-474-9611. The other one, Mommy, 419-893-0221.
A quick rant from Megan on the way about body image and what you look like after certain things. And we'll try to sneak in Would You Rather. Conversation with Richard this morning after 8:30. Is this a novelty song?
Yes.
Okay.
Love was only found in
And it's also on a soundtrack. What soundtrack is it on?
Shrek.
Okay. So it hits both holes. Tomorrow, for Throwback Thursday, we're doing novelty and soundtrack songs, and we're going to do it after 8 o'clock. So around this time tomorrow for Throwback Thursday. Who originally did the song?
Smash? Oh, not originally. And then I saw her face.
D?
The Monkees.
Yes, they did.
Now I'm a believer.
A couple of things quickly. We're live on the Morning Rush Facebook Live page. Megan's rant in 1 second, but I want to say one thing. We had a call earlier from a lady named Wendy. Wendy, thank you for listening after you hung up. Go read the comment that I've written back to you and keep doing what you're doing. It was stupid yet brave, or vice versa, for sharing what you did. Thank you. So keep sharing it so people know that they can improve who they are and they don't have to stay who they are. And if they want to get better at life, there are ways to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be now 2 rants mixed into this one. And go!
You're welcome. Here we go. Megan's going to talk about something. If you get irritated, please call me out because I don't know if I'm being hypocritical or not. And I genuinely want to have this discussion because I don't know if I am. So if you think I'm wrong on this or if you think I'm right, give us a call, 419-214-0925. Okay, we're going to talk about, and we just looked up how to say her name and I can't remember.
Perry Edwards.
Perry Edwards. She is from Little Mix. Perry Edwards and I had a very similar surgery, okay? So we have similar scars, a little bit different, but pretty similar. And she has always said that the clothing that she wears, because Little Mix does wear some revealing clothing, they always promote body positivity, they always work on that, but she admitted that some of the clothing that she wears is intentional to cover up her scar. And she released a photo on Instagram that has a very, very low-cut top. You can see her stomach scar, and a lot of people are praising her for her bravery to post this. Here's my thing. I don't know how I feel about this because there was a point in my life where I was thin, and when I was, I really didn't have a problem with my scar. And I don't know if this is just differences or if I'm being too mean, so yeah, tell me. But I don't see this as bravery on her part because she's beautiful with a gorgeous body and she happens to have a scar. It reminds me a lot of, is her name, I want Top Chef girl, the one with the crazy arm scar. You know who I'm talking, is it Padma?
Padma.
Padme is from Star Wars. Is it Padma?
It's Padma.
Okay.
Okay. So she has a very, very large arm scar, and she intentionally always wears cut-off shirts because she tries to show women that we shouldn't try to hide our bodies. So she makes an effort to show this off. But again, I don't know who's looking at scars, and maybe it's because I have always had a very visible scar on my body when I was little. Like, I went to the pool as a kid, you could see it, whatever. Like, it just was always a part of my life where I don't see it as this big dramatic thing. So maybe it's just my perspective of, well, I've always had one, what's the big deal? But I don't see this bravery in showing scars because I don't see a lot of, oh my God, what a hideous thing on your body. I was never treated that way. I had more of a lot of little kids going, oh, what happened? Versus like, you should probably cover that up. Like, I never got that reaction.
No, and then we look at the picture, it's like, I didn't even see the scar at first because she was so fire in the picture. You're like, oh, you have a scar? No,
everybody was looking at your amazing boobs.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
And the six-pack.
Nobody was looking at it. And she's like, I just don't see, and I never received a lot of stigma on my scar. The only difference between hers and mine is mine's horizontal and hers is vertical. Other than that, they're the same.
Hold on 1 second. It's her personal insecurity, and I get that, but I completely understand what you guys are saying.
Yeah, but I'm shocked that it's coming from you two ladies, because it's shocking to me because you know the things that immediately bring your attention that are wrong with yourself. You know, there's always going to be something about you that brings out that self-consciousness in you that you're uncomfortable with, that maybe you just go that. Like, as soon as you, take off your clothes, it's the first thing that your eyes go to. It's the one thing that you wish you could change about yourself. It's the one thing that brings you discomfort.
Right. I'll be really, really honest. If she's inspiring little girls to not be self-conscious, I'm not faulting her for that. That's incredible. If you've got the power to do that and you can bring confidence to other women, I'm not hating on that. I just, from my personal experience, never received any kind of negativity. And she's gorgeous and has a rockin' body. Like, it's not like she's a bigger girl who will receive a lot of criticism for being in a bikini. She's gorgeous and just happens to have a scar. I don't see it, because when I was her size and had the similar scar, I never felt self-conscious about it, because there wasn't any critiques. It wasn't until I gained weight that I got those critiques.
I want to share something that I could say almost every day, or with a lot of what we discuss, and I believe it greatly. I don't know if it's a direct quote or where I grabbed it, but happiness is relative to the people around you. To the people around her, like, she might as well have a big giant red nose, because she's around all these other, in our purview, very flawless people. Mm-hmm. And that's why, like, you probably do this now that you're all on Instagram. I follow both a lot of fitness women and men on Instagram, and they both do it. These people who you look at, and they've got tens of thousands of followers, they know tons of what they're talking about, they know how their bodies work, they know what to put in it, they know how to work out, and then they have, this is what kind of puts me where you are now, they have these days where they're not feeling themselves, and they're like 1% too much body fat for the day, and they say that they're just like everybody else. And I have to, like, read through that and go, I get it, because they surround themselves with certain kinds of people, and it's a way to relate to the average person. It doesn't work out real well. But even the beautiful people, even the people that we would all look at and go, can I use George Clooney as an example?
Yeah.
An easy one, George Clooney and Kate Upton.
Sure.
Even the beautiful people, as dictated by society as a whole, those people have their insecurities as well. And even though we can go, you're George Clooney, you're talented, you're a humanitarian, you put back into the world, you're maintaining your looks as you age gracefully. There might be days he wakes up and goes, God, you know what? There's a little more gray hair today, and it might impugn his belief for the day, just as we have a fat day or a whatever day.
But then why can't we say she should be grateful that that's her biggest insecurity?
We can.
Because it's not a big one.
But
and you should
her
be,
it is. And we'll never be her.
It shouldn't.
And you know what? And that's from the outside, you can say that to 100 people. My wife feels that she'll never be able to get into a swimsuit again because she doesn't like the way her body looks. I tell her every day, oh my God, you're gorgeous. People tell her all the time that she's being crazy with the way she feels about this, but it falls on the way you feel. And once, like, you can hear it from 1,000 different people that you look great and you shouldn't have these insecurities and you shouldn't feel this way, but it's how you feel. And until you can reconcile that within yourself, then this is always going to be an issue with you.
Like, I don't disagree with you. Like, you're right. You are right. But we talk all the time about, like, oh, if you only had different experiences, you would see it my way. I feel like I have a very valid stance on this because...
But look who's around her.
I really hate to say this, but, like, I used to be that thin. I have the exact same scar. It's just angled a different way. It's in the same placement on her body. It was for the same thing. So I'm very, very familiar with what it feels like to have that type of a body. And I just want her to be like, if that's your biggest concern, oh my God, you are so lucky.
But it's Megan, it's not you per se, it's what's around you.
I know that.
Like, I always go back to, and this is probably not good for my mental health, but I think it is rooted in a lot of reality. When I'd be in some of my funks or whatnot, people would often point out, you've got it pretty good, and even I had this discussion, this back and forth with my dad. He's like, look, your money's fine, your job is good, your dogs love you, yada, yada, yada. But sometimes the spectrum in which you view life colors it the wrong way, and you really got to work hard mentally to go, these are not real realities. They're just poor signals, and you got to move past that. But I understand hers, and I understand yours.
Yeah, but this is where I get irritated, and it's reminding me a lot of something I guess I experience on a more regular and personal level, because it happens in my actual life, is when it reminds me a lot of like having the thin friend that is like, I'm on a diet, I go to the gym 4 times a day, my thighs are so big, oh my god, I am so fat, I had to wear yoga pants today, and yada yada yada, when I'm sitting next to them and I am actively eating better and going to the gym and trying stuff, and these are thin girls going, oh my god, I am so fat, like I would never wear a bikini this summer. And I just sit there going, if you're like, you do realize what you're saying, how that makes other people feel. So when I see her complaining about something like this, I get really irritated with other people who look different, or society would say as worse. And then you go, if you're insecure about that, how do you feel people like me look?
Well, and that's
where I get irritated.
We're really selfish, and her reality has been shaped by people that she aspires to look like, not in this case you.
I know, but like think of her fans that may have differences than she does, and this girl is so uncomfortable showing something so what they would see as minuscule. How does that make them feel about their bodies then? It's not fair.
It is a very, I grapple with it every day, and I'm sideways. Luckily, most people don't have to suffer with some kind of mental health issues, and you can evolve and mature. And she's 24, 25.
Something like that.
Like it might take to your 30s to figure this all out, because everything that everybody's saying is right. Happiness, to that quote, happiness is relative to what's around you. It's how you look at what's around you that can bring you that happiness. Like, for instance, I hate to use hunger, but, you go back to poor countries in Africa, give them, and I'm trying to lighten this up, throw them a taco when they're hungry, and it's like you eat like a king. Throw us taco here, we get a taco, like anything. Everything is relative, unfortunately.
No.
And it takes a lot of mental exercise and acuity to shape your life to see it so that you don't depress yourself all the time. That's why, as much as people like to stress, like relationship goals with this, goals with that, it's a good thing until you let it be the only thing in your life, where if you don't feel like you achieve it, what you're looking at may be the wrong thing. Maybe you set up the wrong goal.
I just see a gorgeous girl with something that she can cover up and actively tries to, and then I think of like a 14-year-old girl who might have a face scar and goes, if she's covering that up, am I supposed to cover this up? And it just it leads me to think that you're making things worse.
And they are in some ways, but these are not perfect people either.
I know, and that's where I guess I just get irritated, because I feel I used to be so close to the situation, and it wasn't a big deal, and she's making a big deal out of nothing.
Jessica, thanks for holding on. You have some scars, on your legs?
Yeah, I've had multiple knee surgeries, and first off, I'm totally with Megan on this. I would get completely irritated with her to begin with, but I did have someone once in high school say, oh my gosh, that's really disgusting. You need to cover that up. So
wait, it was high school?
High school, yeah.
I mean, kids are mean.
Oh, yeah. No, they definitely deserve a throat punch or two.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day I came in and I had a big worm painted on it. And I had it spray painted so it would stay for like a week, and then I came back in the next week, and I had a huge butterfly, or not tattooed, but colored onto the scar. And it was just sort of like, you're picking that one thing out of all the other things you could pick out on me to point at, or I'm like, you're picking a knee scar, which is that's flipping ridiculous.
To defend this person, we're talking about high school, and I'm guessing you had some kind of like ACL surgery, right?
Among many, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like kids don't understand that necessarily, and we often poke fun of what we don't understand. No, I don't think any like active 25-year-old, 35-year-old, whoever would do the same thing at that.
Oh no! I experienced it in my 20s too.
Most people are real ignorant.
Just sort of, that, and it's, I don't know. For me, it's like scars are just tattoos with better stories,
right?
Mm-hmm. Wow, more painful ones
too. But oh yeah, definitely, and you get better drugs with those. So, I mean, who wouldn't want a few scars?
Thanks, Jessica. We appreciate it. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I've always had it. My view is definitely influenced by the fact that I have always had a major scar.
I want to wrap this up so we can do conversations on time. And what am I trying to say here? How am I going to say it? Like what you did to Perry Edwards, there are people who do to you. You know that, right?
No, I do know that.
I think you do.
And I think that I try to acknowledge it all the time on the show is we talk about issues because it's something that we're going through, but there's always somebody out there who has it worse than you or sees it differently than you. And it's hard to keep it in perspective and also be real and talk about our own lives because guess what? I don't have it the worst out there, but I'm also not going to be like, well, I got nothing to say. I don't have it the worst.
But and to my point that I battle with all the time, especially when I get my funks, you are you, I am me, Demetrius is Demetrius. You don't. We are what our experience have created within us. So while those things happen, the only thing to compare yourself to is yourself.
Right, which is why I'm talking about this. You can roll your eyes and say,
I'm not rolling your eyes.
No, I'm talking generally to people who are listening right now. You can roll your eyes and be like, oh my God, that's so dramatic. But I'm just telling you how I feel about it. This is one of the very rare times in a Hollywood story where I feel very connected to it. So I feel like she's blowing it out of proportion because to me, it was never a big deal.
Mm-hmm. To her, it is. And you know what? Maybe one day she'll overcome that, and you can give her a big fat "I told you so."
Yeah, and I don't think we should. Yeah, we'll end this segment. I could keep going. This is
an important thing. Keep it going on Facebook Live.
Yeah, I will.
The Twitter. Who's getting yelled at today in conversations?
What is the one question that when you're in a relationship never gets an answer to? I want you to think about that.
Yeah, I do need to think about that.
I think I know the answer.
Yes, you know. The one question when you're in a relationship that you can never get an answer to.
Okay.
What do you want for dinner?
Is that it?
Very good. Baby.
I know it is.
Okay, this is next. We can keep things going with how you view yourself and what we just discussed on Twitter, Facebook Live, The Morning Rush Facebook Live page. So what's the question?
The question is, what do you want to eat? That is the
Was
question.
that really that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I
no,
thought
no,
it was,
no.
I'm sorry.
What was the question? Asking the question?
What question in a relationship never gets an answer?
I was genuinely kidding. That's why when I threw it out there, I was like, that
It's
can't be his
straight
topic.
Up. That's a legit. That was the right answer, Megan.
I literally was like, that's not his topic
No.
for conversation.
Megan, it's what I'm not in a relationship, but it's a friend thing too.
Yeah.
What do you feel like eating? I don't know.
I don't know.
God.
We
What
did
do you
this the
feel?
other day, Eric. And you're like,
What do you feel? I don't know.
Whatever you want.
Well, yesterday we had this conversation about lunch. All right, lunch. Now, for the past week, I've been in this barbecue kind of thing. She goes, Kara says to me, "What do you want for lunch?" And I went, "Barbecue."
ooh, that sounds really good.
Sounded really good to me. Now, 5 minutes later, she goes, "You know what sounds good?" And I was expecting her to say barbecue.
No, Chinese.
But no, she said balance.
Balance
Which
is
is
hella
damn
good.
near the exact opposite of what I have just said. Because barbecue, not like balance. Balance indicates some kind of healthy eating. I, obviously, from my suggestion, am not on the spectrum of healthy eating. So I maybe rolled my eyes and smacked my lips because it took her 5 minutes to say it. So I was like, that sounds personal. It sounds like you were like, I heard what you said, but I'm going to disregard it. So I'm going balance. And I'm like, damn, balance starts with a B, but doesn't end in
Q.
RQ. So,
Well, you got an answer to the question.
yeah.
Wait, who asked the question first?
She did.
Okay, can I tell you what I think this is? Because my brother and I go through this a lot. Sometimes we throw stuff out there just because we're not really we're not on the same page. So he'll be like, I'm feeling barbecue. And I might think about it for a minute and then go, well, I'm feeling balance. Just so if he goes, I could eat balance, then we've agreed on something. It's not just to negate what you've said.
And here's the thing. I totally, if you were if it was butted up right after my response, I would have been like, okay.
Sometimes
okay,
I have to think
I
about
get
it.
5 minutes later, it seems like you're like this. What's the exact opposite of barbecue?
Stab.
Yeah. And so I show my emotion on my face.
No.
Okay.
And
now,
lips.
yeah. So it's spiraled.
Wait. You show your emotion on your face?
I know, it's crazy talk.
What?
And so it spiraled into this because I took it as a personal affront. I went, really? I said, that is the exact opposite of barbecue. And I went, and then she was like, I'm not arguing with you. I'm tired of fighting with you all the time. I'm like, fighting with me all the time? We don't fight all the time. We're fighting right now, but right now is not all the time. And then it turned into, she was like, well, I am not getting into this. You make this seem like I'm doing this on purpose. And I was like, well, right now it seems like you are doing it on purpose. And I went, fine. We're eating at balance. And she goes, no. Well, you just won. Now's your time to take your chance. Stomp on the body of the defeated.
Because it's not a good win. It's not a valid win. You rolled over. That's not a win.
When is the last time you saw a coach go, yeah, we won, but it wasn't a good win?
All the time.
I mean,
that was a terrible example.
We played like crap.
All the time you hear this, a W's a W. Take your W. And I went, and now it turned into this huge battle of the wills.
Did she give you, fine, we'll get barbecue?
No. This is what I got. I ain't talking to you anymore.
Oh, my God.
Now I'm hungry, and you've won, and now you're not talking to me? So I felt like I needed to press the issue. And I was like, look, what you need to understand is what you picked seems to be the exact polar opposite of what I picked, and that seemed to be personal. Now, you knew I wanted barbecue. You wanted balance. Balance and barbecue, not even close. But
you are the only person I know who can make an argument out of a non-existent argument.
I totally know. But that time I was knee deep in it before I realized that this was the stupidest argument you could possibly get into.
You were invested in the fight.
And so I'm like, so now I'm trying to talk to her and she ain't talking to me. that's the one thing that drives me more crazy than anything else is when I'm trying to push my issue is when you pretend like you can't hear me, Helen Keller, and then you go about your day like
God.
and I'm talking and all I get is that like a hand waved at the back of me and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And she goes, the baby is trying to sleep. And I went, the baby can sleep when we decide what we're gonna eat for lunch. And she was like, look, the baby's eyes is almost closed. And I was like, well, open those eyes because I ain't done talking to you about this. And then she was like this. Then the volume on television went up. Like, what? And so now I got to yell. And she's like this, stop yelling. And I'm like, I'm not yelling. I'm just talking real loud and you're not listening to me. And then the volume goes up a little bit more. And then she's like, stop yelling.
Both are.
And I was like this. First of all, no, I pushed this issue. It's not her. Now, I am at a point where I don't even care about barbecue anymore. I just need her to understand that this seemed to be personal. And she's telling me it's not personal, which tells me, like, it's personal. And she's like, just stop it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. And I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing. And there were some cuss words thrown out.
No.
And I know. And I was like, this is the most ridiculous I've ever in my life.
Have either of you eaten since yesterday?
No, apparently not.
Well, now look.
The blood sugar was real low.
Yeah, and which made me punch drunk. Okay, so I'm like I'm going at it, and she's ignoring me. So I'm like, all right, screw it. I'm gonna ignore her too. I can't ignore her because I feel like I haven't won. And so she's just ignoring me, and I let some time pass, and I'm like this. Fine, this is what's gonna happen.
Oh my God.
You tell me what you want for balance, and I'll go get it, and I'll get my barbecue
There you go!
right after that.
There you go. And then you can take out and you eat it together.
But then she was like this. She goes, not with that attitude. And I was like, So then it sinks in. She goes, this seems like a plausible compromise. We could probably pull this off. Now, she's on her phone, and I'm assuming that she's going through the menu. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what do you want from balance? She goes, first of all, trying to find out where there is one. There might be one in Perrysburg. And I was like, oh. And she goes, ha, wait a minute. There's one in Maumee. How about that?
Where's there one in Maumee?
Right off of Dussel.
Yeah, it's new.
Called off the Boulevard. Okay. It's in this new little plaza. And she goes, okay, here it is. And then she goes, let me find out what I want. And I was like, you had all this time to look at the menu.
She was spending it being mad at you.
You just continue arguments. Like, all you had to do was shut the blank up.
And, well, I figured that out later on in the argument.
How have you not figured that out 5 years ago?
Because I'm knee deep in it. I'm an emotional guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve. This is where my boy gets his facial expressions from. Now, then she goes like this. Okay, fine. This is what I want. I want Wise Man bowl and with wheat noodles and maybe one of them bubble teas.
Bubble teas.
And I went, okay. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go get barbecue too. She goes, that's fine. Now, all that time we spent arguing, I could have put together in my humongous brain that all those things take time to prep.
How much time has passed at this point? Be honest.
Hours. It's dinner
It's got to
time.
be like at least an hour.
I want to, it seemed, let's see, I want to say like maybe 30 minutes. It was like a 30-minute, like a bit discussion.
What are the positive things about being married and in a relationship? Because I don't.
Well, there's more positive things than there are. Look, these are like little blips of like you get off track, okay? And these are the things that like that if you're with somebody who like you kind of don't really even care about, could like break you up. But I know that we're gonna have this little argument, and then things are gonna be better. We get past the argument. I go get the food. Takes a little bit longer for my barbecue because evidently they got to make it as you order it. And I get home with my bag, my sampler, my personal sampler platter, which is ribs, brisket.
Don't say it.
Chicken, and pulled pork. So good.
Hurry up. We were running out of time.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So evidently we get through that, and we had a really, really nice lunch afterwards. It was just the lead up to it that was rocky.
Can I tell you my favorite part about Facebook Live? All of the women are yelling at you, and all of the guys are agreeing with you.
Of course.
It's so great.
Like,
I'm going to push both of them into the ocean.
Like, that's the whole thing. That was like the whole thing. We had like a legit argument because I was just like, I can't believe you just went the polar opposite of what like, if I could have just stopped at one joint, we could have gotten our food at the same time and blah, blah, blah. But now I got to make 2 stops. And I was fine with making the 2 stops. It was all good.
2 stops is basic. Like Sean, Nick, and I have gone on like a solid 7 stops before.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what happened. Yesterday was just it was a good lunch.
I can't believe I was right. That's so funny.
Once both of you stopped talking, Megan, I did something yesterday that you don't like when I do it. I did it last night.
Oh no, what'd you do?
You don't like when I do it, but I did it again. But I like being thoughtful. That's next.
You send flowers to somebody you don't know?
Oh no.
Even better.
Oh no. Oh no.
We got to
glamour shot of yourself. Like,
oh no.
We have to talk about Kesha as well. That'll be entertainment next. I'll tell him that to his face.
Today, we are going to have mostly sunny skies with a high near 69. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 54. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 74. Right now, it's 57.
It's time to get back to the morning rush on Toledo's #1 hit music station, 92.5 Kiss FM.
9 o'clock with the morning rush. You know what? I don't think we're going to have time to talk about the thing I mentioned, so we'll do it before the end of the show.
What?
Is that cool? Sorry.
What?
We'll pay it off. I don't. You could be disappointed in me, which isn't anything new, or maybe you won't be. So I'll be more selfish here, but this is also an entertainment story. We haven't talked much about Kesha at all for a couple of years. She hasn't had new music. The Dr. Luke thing is all we've really talked about. She was at BG within the last year. It was March or something. March last. It was within the last year or so. Apparently, she was a big fan of someone who was the top of the comedy game. Not so much anymore, but is he in the Mount Rushmore of comedians?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Had one of the best TV shows, one of the best sitcoms in history. Again, I don't reference it too often because it doesn't seem to have aged well, but I'm a big Jerry Seinfeld fan. I used to watch the show with my dad all the time. And if you didn't know, like they always said it was a show about nothing. And those were Seinfeldisms. I mean, there's very little, creative writing involved, I'm sure. These were his life, and they just put it on in 22 minutes. Well, Kesha saw him. Kesha saw Jerry Seinfeld at a music and arts thing, a gala, and she wanted to meet somebody that she really... What?
Say it again.
Say it again.
Gala? Both ways work.
The East Coast is coming out there.
Gala, either way works. She was clearly a big fan of Jerry Seinfeld. She's had a lot of pop hits on the radio, but quite popular. Not instantly recognizable for someone like Britney Spears or somebody, but she just wanted a hug, and this happened.
It's hard to just sleep when you're tired because people are tired most of the time.
I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
Can I give you a hug?
No, thanks.
Please?
No, thanks.
A little one.
Yeah, no, thanks.
That's when Little Star meets Big Star.
I don't know who that was.
That was Kesha.
Okay. Well, I wish her the best.
He doesn't like to be touched. Neither do I. He didn't know who she was. D, you're not wrong, and I feel bad for her. And I know people are going to hate him. I get it, because that's how us indignant, arrogant East Coasters act.
They're not going to hate him, because you saw how he handled it. He was smiling all the while. He was like, no,
You can
thanks.
smile and still be an a-hole.
Oh, absolutely. But nobody's going like this.
You know who is Kesha fans?
Nobody.
And there are people who... Jerry Seinfeld we're not talking Kevin Hart here. He is really distanced himself from the spotlight.
Perfect segue, because I have a Kevin Hart story I'm starting with.
There are people who don't know who he is and hate him for the way he treats, but we all recognize it. And trust me, there are people who try to do this to me, and I smile. I'm like, no, I don't want to give you a hug. I don't want to touch you. And some people are really offended.
Yeah, they are, because they feel like they know you, and reasonably so. We share a lot of very real and personal information. People feel very connected to us. So when they want to show compassion towards you and you don't reciprocate, it's kind of a slap in the face.
Handshake it is. Handshake it is. The video.
Gotta be like the Pope, hugging strangers, kissing babies.
Well, he has a very important religious job. I don't.
I mean, you do. You read some of your bar mitzvah on the air.
This is true.
That would be funny if the Pope always had sanitary wipes with him. He was like, ugh.
Or rubber glove.
The worst is when people go up to the priest and they ask for communion by sticking out their tongue, and the priest has to place it in their mouth. Gross.
The video of this, if you want to add some context, is on our Morning Rush blog page. I saw something on GMA as well. I don't know if it was during the local segment where they bounce back and forth. It seemed, I think it was on GMA because it said Sylvania, Ohio. And it was a little bulldog or a French bulldog, and it was a big one and a little one. And the little one was tiny, like kitten-sized. And it was barking and growling at the big one, and the big one was backing up. We're trying to find the video. Because Sylvania was famous. We were famous. Other than helicopter penis guy and the police officer on the lawn.
Excuse me, Sylvania was famous.
For what?
A couple of things. First of all, we're the Arbor City, so you're welcome for clean air. Also, we had one of the lowest murder rates in, I don't know, the state or the country, something like that. And then we had the one murder that ruined our statistics.
You say lowest murder rate. I say highest cover-up rate.
No, we hadn't had a murder in like 100 years or something
Because
in
you follow them
Sylvania.
into Toledo.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now it's Toledo's problem.
But legitimately, Sylvania didn't have a murder for like 100 years, and there was the guy that killed his wife, and it was like a
remember
big
that.
deal because it was like people don't get killed here. You go to Toledo for that.
Can you cross Sylvania and Douglas before we do this?
I know.
It's like, excuse me, we have some statistics here we would like to keep into place. It's a very safe city. Can you go somewhere else?
As you can see by the sign, Sylvania, people don't get killed here.
Kevin
Can you
Hart.
imagine?
Kevin Hart did something
Kevin Hart.
with Howard Stern, and he's
Nope.
out promoting something.
Well, maybe, but he weighed in on the Bill Maher situation.
Oh, really?
And I thought it was pretty interesting because he said what I said yesterday.
Don't say it.
He said he doesn't think Bill is racist, but he did accuse him of bad judgment. He says, quote, to say that and to say it the way you said it, as comfortable as you said it in a joking form, you're wrong. Granted, you can issue all the apologies you want. You know he says it around his friends. It's not something that he's not going to say anymore, but for you to say it on your platform, that's tacky.
We all use some pretty vulgar off-air language.
Me?
And I don't mean like racist stuff, like F-bombs and some other things.
The C word is my favorite.
Do you? We use them rather flippantly and quite easily. I don't think they are reflections of our inability to master vocabulary or language.
No, but there are words, like you just said, that we won't say because we know that they're not appropriate.
I think he is brazen and brash with any and all topics. I think it's what makes him him. And everyone is entitled to their opinion.
You're right, I am.
No, I think Kevin Hart put it well, and that's why I keep jumping back to. I think after, and we have all said things either on the air here or maybe at a show or something where it's like, whoop, as soon as the word came out, like you knew you wanted to grab it back, as opposed to Kathy Griffin, where she didn't start backpedaling, and as I mentioned, the press conference was a bad idea, and it turned out to be. She didn't start backpedaling until the backlash came, whereas he was contrite like as soon as the R left his mouth, I think.
I just feel like there are words that we just don't say. And it's just, I out of all of us, I have the worst mouth for sure. Nobody curses around here as much as I do. But you'll never hear the F word for gay people come out of my mouth. You'll never hear the N word come out of my mouth. I don't, and I will throw the C word like it's an and or a the. Like, I just say it like it's no big deal. But I think there's a difference.
But there are some people who would find that disgraceful. That's my point. But because we're around you all the time, and we use them as well. Some people, hold on, let me finish. Some people might think that they deem you less intelligent because of that. But
yeah, I agree.
But that's not the case.
It might be a little bit. But you can also say, like, yeah, she's trashy, she curses a lot, but I still have standards.
But
there are some curse words I won't use.
But
standards.
I know, but
low,
I'm trying to
but present.
make this a little bit.
I know what you're
that's more
saying.
commonly used.
I do know what you're saying. Justin Biebs.
Is this a song? Or
Yes.
Yeah, I know this. It's in the system.
Is it?
I can't play it.
I was
It's
going to say
locked up.
it's not supposed to come till Friday.
Pronounce the last name though.
Guetta?
You know EDM is pop when you say his last name right.
I knew how to say David Guetta though. Oh, my eye twitched. when I
Yeah,
said
exactly.
that. It's fine. He is going to have a new song come out. The two of them are collabing on Friday called To
You.
the Letter U.
Yeah.
The number 2.
Yeah.
So To You.
I wonder if I'm guessing we'll world premiere all day. Maybe.
This is a world premiere.
Look, I like all. We all like all these songs, but it's got to stop. It's
What?
got to stop.
The JBs? He's the new collabor. When was the last time you had a JB song?
Love yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You had to think about it.
Like, where are you now? Sorry. Love yourself.
Despacito.
I haven't gotten. I'm sorry. I still got more to go. Cold Water. Let Me Love You. I'm the One. That's 7 songs within the last year. Like, I want to break.
Yeah, but it's good. I like
know,
it.
but it's
I don't even like him, and I like it.
bad analogy because nobody ever said I've had too much pizza, but it's getting to be too much pizza. I want to miss it.
No.
I want to miss it.
No, because I wanted to miss Katy Perry's music because I always liked her music and I wanted to miss it. And then she came back with a whack album.
Well, but that's because it was whack. It was good. You would love it that much more. You had a lot of anticipation when she was talking about new music. You were just let down by what came out.
Yeah. What would you say was not a letdown when we waited this long for new music?
The Bieber stuff.
Other than Bieber, like when was the last time we waited a lot? Like Lady Gaga, we waited for her Joanne album and that didn't go anywhere.
I waited for Rihanna and I was not let down.
Yeah, I think the Rihanna.
I was just about to say I would say Rihanna, but what was other than Rihanna? Because you're right.
I need to think about it. That's like what's the biggest trivia show ever. I need to think about that. Sorry.
He looks really stressed,
was
too.
So easy, so easy.
He's stressed.
Don't be stressed.
It's not like she's not like those, but she is to some degree. Sia didn't let us down. We went from Chandelier to like cheap thrills. A couple years later. A lot of these DJs who granted don't stop making music, but I get your point. A lot of times artists try to change what they do and it doesn't work, and then you've got to go back to what you're good at.
Can we talk about more music stuff though?
Yeah, I love talking music.
So, Billboard is already looking to pick this year's Song of the Summer. The magazine has officially launched their annual Song of the Summer chart, which tracks the most popular titles based off of cumulative performance on the Hot 100 from Memorial Day through Labor Day. So they're going to track it throughout the summer, which I think is kind of cool. So you can see how they drop and rise. But what do we have as number one right now?
If it's not, it's Despacito. We're on the one.
Despacito is number one. Any other guesses as to what's on the list?
On the one.
Who was that by?
Khaled and Bieber.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's number 3 on the list. Sorry, it goes by artist.
By the way, Billboard is where I grabbed the songs for Songs of Summer when we did Throwback Thursday. So there's legitimacy. Shape of You is still there.
Is number 5.
That's what I like.
Number 2.
Ooh.
You're missing one that I've got, number 4. And it's a big one.
Something Just Like This?
Nope.
Selena?
Nope. Rap.
Is it Humble?
Yep.
I'm surprised.
Kendrick Lamar. Previous Song of the Summer includes Drake's One Dance and Omi's Cheerleader and Iggy's Fancy.
Maybe it'll be this Bieber song. I don't know. And there's a Carly Rae Jepsen song that I've read on some websites. They've said that this is like a contender. I'm like, and I listened to it, and it was not good. Like it wasn't.
None of her songs have ever been good.
I don't disagree.
I don't understand. Call me maybe, y'all. That song was whack, and you put it up on YouTube and Facebook like you were the funniest person in the world who made your own music video, which everybody did, and the song was terrible. It was trash.
I gotta find this.
Trash.
I gotta find the song that was written about and let you trash it on the air, because I heard it and I was like, this is terrible. And I almost don't want it to be Despacito because, again, the songs are similar but different. But since all the songs I named, like I've heard Despacito. It's Cold Water in Spanish, and there's nothing wrong with that. So Calvin Harris has to save us, or else there will be no Song in the Summer for 2017. Yeah, I said it.
Hold on.
What is it?
I still got money on Bruno Mars.
Which one?
Anything that he does.
Versace on the Floor is the next single. There's never a ballad, though.
Versace on the Floor, though. That song is so good.
Versace on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's got like a folder on his computer that just says summer hits. And Bruno Mars will come out and just save us all.
That's Halsey. I don't know.
What about Body Like a Back Road?
Nope.
Do you think it came out too early? Do you think if it would have hit now, it could have been the summer song?
It works differently because Billboard collects like all the data from all the radio stations and the airplay and streaming and sales, and because country radio is so ahead of that, it'll never sync up at the same time.
Yeah, but that's why you get your crossover country song. We've had Lady A songs on the air on KISS. We've had Florida Georgia Line. We have Sam Hunt right now. The Body Like a Back Road is a country song. He's a country artist. He got lucky with that song just being popular because that was not targeted towards the pop market at all. It wasn't even like pushed onto top 40 stations. It just blew up in the country world that people like us who play the most popular songs picked it up.
It's the country version of Humble.
Because like Florida Georgia Line marketed that song. Oh God. This is how we roll. No, this is how we roll. They marketed that song with 2 different guest artists.
Yeah.
So they had a country version with Luke Bryan and a top 40 version with Nelly. So it was clearly pushed in both directions. This one just got lucky. But God, Your Mom and Me, I can't believe you know what that song is. You should be ashamed of yourself. And who's the guest artist on that?
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
9:15 with the morning rush. Tell Toledo something good. We talked a lot about the arts. You went to Kinky Boots last night. It's still going on.
Yeah.
Something's cool. I want to share something that's happening downtown. Tell Toledo something good, and I will put this thing out there that I did that you might not like, and you can decide if you liked it or not.
Okay.
Before 10 here on the morning rush.
It's 92.5 Kiss FM.
Tell Toledo something good. It's kind of like what you hear on Ryan Seacrest. Tell me something good. We do Tell Toledo something good, where we tell you about cool stuff that you might not be in the know about that happens in our area. Part of that is around this time every week we have an animal here in the studio with us, and we kind of alternate weeks. This week, our friend Jessica's here from the Toledo Humane Society. Hi.
Hi.
You have
What's going on?
Apparently, a cool cat is.
Yeah, she's super cool.
This is now. We have a new Facebook page. It's called The Morning Rush Live.
Okay.
It's on Facebook Live
Awesome.
all the time.
Wow.
Keep talking.
All right. So
right
am I
there.
like on Facebook right now?
Well, yes, you are. But
Okay.
like this camera right here,
Yeah.
it's supposed to hop to it's supposed to be mobile, so I'd be able to put this in the cat's face.
You could try that.
Because usually we do this. Usually we like stick one of our phones in your cat's face, and people can see it.
Yeah.
So we're like I said, it's beta until I completely figure it out.
All right.
I don't dislike cats. I
Right.
just find dogs more interactive. But this cat
with
seems
ya.
pretty cool.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She's
What?
just wandering around.
Tell me about her.
So she is.
Actually, tell Megan. She's more likely to adopt.
Yeah, Megan is on the floor with her, which is awesome. Her name's Tori. She came in on the 5th. So was that Monday? Was that Monday or yesterday?
Yeah.
She was an owner surrender, so her previous owner was just moving, couldn't take her with her. So she ended up with us, so she's just hanging out, waiting to find a new family. She's about 2 years old. She is. She's really friendly. She's never lived with other cats, though, so I don't know how she'd do with other cats, but she likes people.
I wonder why the owners surrender her. I know people move all the time and they can't have animals. That seems like it's not you, it's me kind of.
Yeah.
lame
Yeah, I don't know.
excuse.
You know.
Especially like a dog, I get it. Especially if it's like a dog that's over 35 pounds or a certain
Yeah.
breed.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to. I know plenty of people who like sneak cats into apartments where they shouldn't have them, and everybody looks the other way.
I don't know. Maybe she was older and like going to a retirement home or something. I don't know. But it's better that she ended up with us than like out on the
Right.
streets or something.
Oh, yeah.
So
Although-
we're fine to take them.
If this cat rat on the street, somebody would take it because it's very friendly.
Definitely.
And it doesn't look like a street cat.
No, not at all.
Her tail.
Her tail is quite. She still even has her little collar on with the bell and.
Logan, hang on while you're here.
Yeah.
We can do this.
What?
One of our clown posse engineers has come in who rigged all this Facebook stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
So can we take this camera and put Tori on it? Like, this is the handheld camera, right?
Right.
Why don't you handheld it in front of the cat?
Well, we could probably do that. I know it doesn't.
I don't know. It won't stretch that far.
So we have a handheld camera that's tethered. What? You guys really are a bunch of clowns back there.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No, they got it taped up.
Jessica, Tori's tail is
Tori's-
longer and bigger than her.
Yeah. She's definitely a long-haired cat. I mean, you said it.
I know different kind of dog types. To me, all cats are the same. Are there different kinds of cats?
There are. I mean, you know, if you want to get like really technical, there's like Himalayan cats and stuff like that. But this, I mean, is basically just a long-haired mutt. You know, that's what most cats are. They're either short hair or long hair mutt. Yeah, they don't really have breeds. So,
cats don't? And I was watching a video the other day, and I can't think of what it was.
Uh-oh.
Like people were dressed.
Good.
Do cats respond to like, "Hey, come here. Do you want a treat? Do you want to go out?" Are there any cats, or can they just not process that? Am I
No,
asking?
they can. No, yeah, you could, but they're like opinionated. Like it's not like training a dog, you know, where they will eventually pick up the behavior. Like
Right.
in my experience with cats, and I'm kind of like you, like I'm a dog person, but cats are fine. They do what they want. So if
Right.
they want the treat, they'll come. If they don't want the treat, they won't
They're
come.
very independent.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I mean, they're really personable and friendly, and
This one is.
yeah,
Most aren't.
Well, yes, okay.
Most aren't.
So, all right. Maybe you need to come down and visit some nice cats. Like, have you
this
had
is
a
a
bad
nice cat.
I know,
experience with
no,
cats?
yeah. I think that you need to be
No,
around cats
I
more. I
realize
feel
that.
like dog people in general need to be around cats more.
Yeah?
It's a
I
kind.
don't
It's a
know.
big
Let's
stigma.
be honest. It's a kind of racism.
Yeah, all right.
It's
I mean,
animal
It's a speciesism.
speciesism. Yeah.
all right, all right.
I like this cat. Most cats, again, I like the interactivity of dogs.
Her tail's so soft.
I know. Can I show you a video?
I like the gratitude
People are,
of dogs.
people are dressed.
All right, yes.
I've already asked Jessica for her phone number today.
Yeah. It's
and
been a good
talked
morning
about,
for
talked
me.
about videos.
Oh, wow. I can only imagine.
Oh, man.
I got to show you.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, my phone is dying. I'm waiting for the next phone to be announced.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I know this only looks good on the internet.
Uh-oh.
Megan, I'm so sorry.
I'm literally dying. No,
You play with the cat.
Nothing can get better than this right now. She loves cuddles.
Yeah, Megan, you have to adopt this cat. Here,
Yeah, you should take her.
This is what I tell me that. Tell me you wouldn't like no cat is going to look at me like that and like eye screw me into like take me out. Like and my dog is indignant. Like he doesn't care that I'm watching House of
You're right.
Cards.
No.
He's like these eyes need to go out.
Just pay attention to me. Love me. Yeah, that's how dogs are. I don't know. I don't like I said, like I've never had an indoor pet cat, so I guess, maybe
That's
Megan...
another thing.
What?
I don't get how people have outdoor cats and they just let them roam and the cats come back.
It's called feeding.
Yeah, like you put food down for them, they have shelter there, they'll come back.
Yeah.
It's easier to eat that food than go and like work for it,
I get
hunt
it.
for it.
They're like, circle back animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you break up with me, but eventually if I come back when you're real desperate for some affection, you're going to let me back in.
Yeah.
How can someone come adopt Tori and her tail? Or her tail should have her own name.
Do you want to name her tail?
The tail?
I'll let you.
No, D, what's a, Nightcrawler? Long tail?
No.
Kurt. Wagner.
So Tori and Kurt. All on the same body.
How can I come adopt this cat?
So she is at our shelter out in Maumee, 827 Illinois Avenue. We're open today 12 to 6. And then, that's where she'll be.
What's the cost?
She, I'm not quite sure what her adoption fee is.
So they vary?
Free.
They do based on age and how long they've been there. But she'll be snatched up real quick, so she won't spend a lot of time there.
So somebody should be waiting for you guys to open at noon if they'd like Tori?
I think so.
Megan, did we...
Cute cat.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, kittens are flying out the door right now, but we have older cats too. Like they need love too. So
I put my hand down and she's like,
yeah.
I wish women would treat me like this.
Yeah, I haven't given you my phone number yet, so.
Well, then you might not be
This is
welcome back.
getting weird.
Oh no.
Megan,
Yeah.
do you give like 5 whiskers up for Tori?
Yeah, no, honestly, cats can be very standoffish at first. And she has been super like, oh, you love me? That's cool. I'm just going to lay here and you love me? And she's purring like crazy. She's so soft. She's one of those cats that's easy to give attention to. She'll totally crawl up in your lap. And she's so soft you won't even realize that you're loving her. It's great. I love her. I love her a lot.
If I pay for the Benadryl, will you adopt her?
Are you allergic to cats?
No, my dad is.
Oh.
Yeah. The problem is my brother and I kind of want to adopt a cat and see how long we can hide it from my dad.
I think that'd be a fun game.
We did
As
that
long as
last
it's
time.
well cared for.
So my last 2 cats we had for 20 years, and we got them when my dad was in Mexico. Because then when he came back, we already fell in love.
Right.
You can't give him back.
Yeah, Dad can't say no to that.
Can't say no to that. So we're trying to do the same thing this time.
Dress
What
him
is
as
his
a
next
dog.
trip?
Hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And like we like Tori, maybe your dad would too. Or just tell your dad I agree, D. Or just say it's dog.
The problem was my dad was super allergic. We had to shave our last cat, so they look like little lions with huge heads.
You can get cats with no hair.
I know.
We don't have any, but you can get them.
I really
But
want.
you should adopt from us. So
Yeah, I like to adopt.
Do cats give paws? Do they know that?
Soph did. Mitzi didn't.
Cats give no pause.
Ew.
Can I pick her up?
yeah, I think
I'm mostly gentle.
Well,
Wow,
Oh, there you go.
obviously.
let's be all. Oh, now she's in the camera.
Now she's
No.
into it.
No.
Go ahead, go step on the buttons. It's fine. Oh, you're nice. I would take this cat. Damn. What's going on with me?
There's a window.
I'm out of here, guys. At least she's not like the kittens that were climbing up the walls last time.
12 o'clock. Did somebody grab those kittens?
Yeah, they've been adopted. But we have plenty more, so.
Okay. She's looking out the window
Yeah.
now. Hey, you're not
Yeah.
going anywhere, buddy.
Somebody has a cat named Chloe Kardashian on Facebook Live.
you
That's
kidding?
hysterical. That is really, really funny.
That same person probably runs on the 75.
All right.
Hopefully.
We will tell Toledo something good, other good things besides the great pets that we have available here. Thanks, Jessica. What's the Humane Society's website?
ToledoHumane.org.
Okay, 9:32 at the Morning Rush. More good things on the way. Go adopt Tori, like the 4th cat I've ever liked. Do you're like me with this, right?
Mm-hmm. I am.
I'm not a cat hater.
I loved her.
I don't hate
She's
cats.
a good cat.
She was a she's a great cat if you see, cats are easy. You don't have to like potty train them like you do dogs. Cats are super clean. So as soon as you show them like a litter box, they only want to go there, which is really convenient.
How do they know that?
I don't know if it's instinctual, but it's like they don't like. This is terrible. I knew something was wrong with my cat when she peed outside the litter box at the end of her life. Like
makes
her
sense.
doing that is a red sign that something is wrong. So red sign, you know,
Red flag.
That's what I meant.
Glowing sign.
Anyways, but cats just like their cleanliness. Like they find going to the bathroom dirty. So if they have one place to do it, that's where they do it. And there it is.
We talked a lot about the great arts culture that we have here in the city. We don't talk about it a lot. We often give away tickets to a lot of these shows. Kinky Boots is still happening at the Stranahan. You went last night. It was a blast.
It was amazing.
We talked about that and some other places. I wanted to share this for Tell Toledo Something Good. Toledo Repertory Theater, or you can just call it the Rep. There's some young rep summer camps happening. The first one, it looks like June 26th to the 30th. Hip Hop Broadway. Explore the phenomenon of hip hop culture on Broadway. Classes will do spoken word and contemporary song and dance in an expressive setting. That's from ages 7. These are all ages 7 to 16. So the 26th to the 30th. There's Enchanted Theater, which sounds a lot like Disney princesses and stuff. Might not be, but July 17th to the 21st, and Broadway Apocalypse.
That's awesome.
Classic Broadway scenes and songs. They'll do improv, playwriting, technical skills by transforming these works into apocalyptic encounters of the undead. So zombie-like. That's July 24th through 28th. I retweeted this last night if you want to go check it out. But some things to do. I know we're at that point in time where parents have to find stuff for kids to do things all summer long. Some of these things like camps are pretty expensive. But if you're looking for a mixture of things for them to do, maybe this will be one of them. Who wants to go next?
I'm a big reader. I love reading, and I love when kids get into reading as well, because it was like a big part of my childhood. And the Toledo Public Library is doing something really cool, and they actually do this every single year. It's like a big campaign that they do. But I just wanted to give like a heads up that it's starting again, and it's their summer reading challenge.
I did that.
Yeah, so did I. And you'll see commercials for it on PBS and stuff. So it'll be everywhere. But it is starting, and it's obviously free. But you earn points for reading or listening to books, and kids can complete challenges, and they can attend programs, and they can find secret codes throughout the library, really just showing how the library is a cool place to go, which it is. The Toledo Public Library downtown is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
But there are great programs and events that they host at all of the Toledo branch, the Lucas County branches. But you can also win prizes, so they get points for reading books. The longer the books, the more points, stuff like that. And it's free and open to all ages, but then you can get stuff as well. So it's a great reward system for kids to make sure that they're still reading. And I feel like a lot of people just go, like, reading's whatever, but there are so many, like, great books for kids. Like, fantastic books.
Is there still a Dewey Decimal System?
Yes. Yes. The nice thing about that is the librarians have to deal with it, not you.
That's horrible. I remember when I had to learn the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah.
We had to learn it.
Yeah.
Like how to find stuff?
Yeah, like how to find stuff in the library.
Yeah, our elementary had like a little library, and there would be days where you would go in and read with the librarians, but then there were days where you had to like go in and there would be a stack of books and you had to properly put them away.
Pass.
It became a game. There was like a song to it or whatever, so yeah. But I just, you can check it out by going to ToledoLibrary.org.
D, what do you got?
What I have is Jazz at the Museum.
Ooh, I'm not mad at that.
And it's not the regular museum, not the museum that you think of. It's the Toledo Police Museum.
Oh, wow.
That's right. There's going to be a wine tasting. It's $25 if you buy the tickets in advance, $30 at the door. Complimentary beverage and hors d'oeuvres featuring Damien Cook and Friends. Now, it's sponsored by the Toledo Police Museum and Strive. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Strive program, but it is a program to assist high school kids who may be having a hard time passing the, what is that, Ohio graduation test?
OGTs, yeah.
And so that program puts them in touch with mentors and teachers and things like that and helps them through and helps them hopefully pass the OGT. So that's happening Saturday, June 10th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Where is the Toledo Police Museum?
I'm glad you asked. It is at 2201 Kenwood Boulevard, Toledo, Ohio. Now, those are where you'll find. I didn't know the police had a museum.
Right.
I can only assume that it's like a collection of old school batons and guns. Like, this is what we use. This is old bulletproof vests.
Not so bulletproof. Not anymore.
But that's Jazz at the Museum, and it's sponsored by Strive and the Toledo Police Museum. If you need more information, you can call 419-322-8425.
Cool. I'm glad we have that because we're down a jazz place with Dégagé closed.
Mm-hmm.
I think the museum does it sometimes in the botanical gardens as well during the summertime.
Summertime.
DeJounte, you got anything?
Yes, my friend's family puts on this event. Well, they have done it for the last 5 years. It's the 5th annual Sunday Stroll. All the money from the that they collect goes to pancreatic cancer. It's down in BG. It's at the Sunday Station. So if you live in BG, you know where the Sunday Station is. Their family used to own that Sunday Station, but when their grandmother passed, they sold it. But yeah, go out. It's like a 5K. There's ice cream. There's T-shirts. It's really a good time.
Okay.
It starts at 8 a.m. June 24th.
You're very good with this segment.
I try. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah, you are.
You want to be shady right now?
No, I'm just mad you ate all those barbecue meatballs.
Oh, okay.
All by yourself.
Rude.
What do you guys want to do with the rest of the show?
Talk about what you did that was creepy.
Slap fight.
Who?
I'm actually really okay with that.
Who?
Huh? All of us. Last man standing.
I'm going to bow out before we begin.
So I went and found somebody on the internet again.
Oh, good. This is starting out good.
What is happening here?
I felt compelled to do it.
Do what?
She's in your trunk?
No, not yet.
Stop. Okay, I'm sorry. What'd you do?
No, I have Megan doesn't like when I go seeking people out to. This isn't necessarily to gain affection by any means. This was complimentary. I started reading a book. It's a very good book. It's historical, but the prose is cinematic. So usually when I come across something like this, it's no different than like if an author were to write an article or something. We know doing media stuff that everyone is all too happy, especially Megan. People want to troll away.
Oh, for sure.
I see it a lot. So when someone in the media like does something that I appreciate, I want to go out of my way, and it is sometimes, to thank them for their work. So I've been reading this book. It's historical. It's been something that I've long thought. It relates back to a show that I finished up recently, but it's written, while it's biographical in many ways, it's very adventurous. So I've enjoyed reading it. So my normal path would be go on Twitter, find this person, and go, hey, this has been a great read. I enjoy it. But this person's not on Twitter. I wound up finding her. I emailed her professor's account at Yale.
Okay.
Be like a fox.
Yeah, it's the thing on my Instagram, which has fewer likes than anything ever, which is not surprising, because that book is probably out of most people's interest range. But I wanted to let this person know that they've written a damn fine piece of literature, and I have greatly enjoyed it. Flowers are next.
No.
That's fine. You can send out.
That's not creepy.
I like the book not that much.
I thought you were going to say, I bet you smell good.
Right.
Like
I can smell you with the words that you've written. Your prose is so loquacious.
There's nothing wrong with sending a compliment on a book.
I thought it was going to be a lot worse than that.
And by the way, here's a picture of my penis. I enjoyed it so much.
Stop. Oh, God, you scared me.
If you would have taken a picture of the book and then a picture of lotion, but that's okay. People like to be complimented on their work.
Exactly, especially like needy people who usually it's like most often things start with "This sucks. I hate you. I hope you die." Megan. This is that Carly Rae Jepsen song. I had to order it up. That one article, one place I talk about places that you're writing about things that are bad and blah, blah, blah. Cut to the Feeling, Carly Rae Jepsen, a potential song of summer.
Nope, and we're done. We're done. We're done.
Nope.
Hard pass from everybody.
It's if there were a good 80s song, and there's not.
This is like Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, 80s.
Belinda Carlisle.
Go, Eric. It's your birthday? Maybe?
This is something that teenage girls dance to, singing into the ass end of a brush.
No, like even they don't sing into this.
They don't want this.
Like,
same song.
don't even.
Those songs are about 40 years apart, and they sound the same. Sometimes the throwback sound is good. That Carly Rae Jepsen song is not good.
No, it's definitely gonna be Song of the Summer. Put that with Rebecca Black's Friday. Jesus.
Now what are we going to do for the rest of the show?
Try to cleanse our palate from what you made us listen
that was
to.
Yeah, I don't know what you expect from us after that. Like, honestly, I've been drained.
You know we don't like that girl.
You can play...
Hey!
But you brought one back, but what about us? Lenny Kravitz.
2.
This is my song.
Every thing I do never seems enough for you. You don't want to.
I'm just going to lick this window.
That was a jam. You like that. Your side. No, you're alive.
I missed the rap part, sorry. Tell me right now. Tomorrow for Throwback Thursday, we are
Nothing but Nelly tunes.
tomorrow. No, not Nelly. But there will be a Nelly song or two in Throwback Thursday, which will be novelty and soundtrack songs.
What's novelty mean?
I wouldn't call that novelty. That was close, but I could see why. Songs that like, God, novelty. What is the definition of novelty?
I will Google that.
Yeah, let's Google that.
Like it's good because it fits the moment rather than the substance of it.
Then Mbop is a novelty.
The quality of being new, original, or unusual.
Unusual. I mean,
Unusual?
It's very subjective.
Not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Gotta do Carlton.
It's not unusual.
Like Justin Timberlake, like I'm Loving It, like the McDonald's song, which was a song, and then it became that. Yeah.
That was such a great campaign.
So things like that. I'm kind of short songs. Megan, can you see over here now?
Yeah, I won't look. What a weird feeling.
All right, I'm gonna play one.
Okay.
Which is a novelty song because it was atrocious, and people liked it because it was atrocious.
Oh, Rebecca Black Friday.
Yes.
Sorry.
Does anybody know what this is?
Mm-mm.
Every hour, every day. Yeah, touching me.
Oh, no.
Making me feel. You don't know this song?
No. I've never heard this in my life.
2004?
Don't turn it off. Not until the chorus.
We're just going to be here tomorrow. We'll just be here.
Touching me. Ooh.
I hope
touching me.
They were a joke of a band.
Touching you as you're touching me. Why? What? You guys, come on. I believe in a thing called love.
I remember this now.
I believe in a thing called love.
It was the darkness. I believe in a thing called love, which was either a very good parody of like Queen and that rock and glam rock, or a very lousy attempt to recreate it. So we're looking at that for tomorrow.
All right.
It's beautiful. Actually, if you could just play that again tomorrow, people would love it.
Today, I learned that someone admitted to assault on the air here on the radio station. Would you learn, Megan?
Apparently, we just admit to assault. And what else did I learn? I learned something else. Come back to me.
D?
I learned that you are at times capable of sending non-creepy messages to people you appreciate.
Who
Specifically
knew
women.
it?
Jante?
I learned I'm probably going to fail tomorrow at Throwback.
Megan?
I can't remember. Sorry, that's it.
All right. 5 a.m. is the warm-up show tomorrow. Big Throwback Thursday. 6 o'clock will be live. We'll be here then. We hope you join us on the Morning Rush.